Well, hello. Welcome to our Sunday live stream. Hope everyone's doing good. It is Sunday morning here. Hey, I got a new Twitch Prime member. Thanks. Who am I? How's everyone doing this morning? Everyone hear me all right? I'm a little bit tired. I had a long day yesterday. So it looks like we have a pretty good number of people already here. Tuned in. Hopefully I'm not interfering with anybody's church time, but we do have time for people in the UK and Europe to come and join. So hello from Germany and the UK, I see that. So in Romania. So we have a lot of people across the pond joining in. So that's kind of the point of this Sunday morning live stream for us, this afternoon for you guys. Hello from Switzerland. I love Switzerland. Boston. Time to probe an alien, right? Good morning from Belgium. We don't go to church anymore in Germany. Okay, well, that works out. We got another Germany here. And good morning from Romania. I'm still having my coffee here. Hey, thank you for the $20. How come laptop powers on without the charger plugged in? Because the ID pen is not connected, probably. So the cause is the ID pen is not connected. If the laptop will power on without the charger plugged in, yeah, usually, I mean, basically if the AC adapter is not detected, then you'll have issues. So the ID pen's not working. So there's going to be some sort of issue somewhere in the jack. I suspect if we look at the polls here, and we're going to wait a few more minutes. We got 9 people on Twitch now. Premise will, or somebody will create our poll for Twitch. I just want to make sure we have enough people. Oh, it's there already. So Twitch, I want you to pay attention. You have a poll there I want you to vote on. YouTube's already voting on theirs. And we're just going to take the highest percentage. That will be the first laptop we work on. Before y'all vote, let me explain what we have here. So the first, the Alienware M16R1, which is the one that says it's stuck at 0.5. The description on that one's kind of interesting. Let me see, I don't know if I have it, but it said that it happened after a BIOS update, and then it would be stuck at that 500 megahertz, and then it stopped charging altogether, and then shut off. It wasn't running off the AC adapter anymore. Hey, we got a hype train started. So that one might be interesting. The next one's a liquid metal power, no power now, but the guy said that it was overheating. He took it apart, cleaned all the liquid metal off. Everything worked for a little while, and now it doesn't come on anymore. So I don't know if he missed a piece of liquid metal somewhere or whatever. He said it was leaking, I think. And the last one is the same. We had this one in the Wednesday poll, but nobody voted, or we didn't get enough votes for the Precision 7750. That one says not charging. Says there's some sort of surge or something like that. So I don't think the AC adapter is detected or something like that. I don't know. But so all those should be pretty interesting in general. But and we're only doing a 2-hour live stream today, so we'll see how much we can get done if we can get 2 of them done. So remember, the highest percentage is going to win. Right now we have 67 or 63% on YouTube is voting for the M16R1. And on Twitch, we have 33% for the M16R1, but 67%. So right now, the one that's winning is going to be the X17R2 because Twitch has the highest percentage. So cast your votes, and that will allow us to know which way to go with this. 13 viewers on Twitch. Oh, it says it's all delayed there. Yeah. I added a counter on the screen there so you can see how many viewers are on. Hey, Daryl, thanks for the $10. Thank you so much. Yeah, Daryl actually just sent me a gift. Let me pull the gift that Daryl sent me. Let me grab that real quick. I received this randomly, and I said I didn't know who it was from, but this is an ultrasonic cleaner. So Daryl Flores in chat sent me this awesome ultrasonic cleaner. I haven't got to use it yet, but I will definitely be putting it to work. So that was a super generous donation to the channel. Anyway, yeah, cast your votes there. Let me see if I can catch up on chat. I'm just kind of babbling on as it happens. So the amount of people on YouTube showing, yeah. So anyway, I added counters to the screen here on the feed here. I don't know how accurate that's going to be. I just kind of wrote the code and put it on here. So we'll see if it's actually checking the numbers properly and putting it on there. But it looks like it might be working. Yeah, Twitch says 17. It says 17 on the screen. YouTube says 238 and it has 250 on the screen. So I don't know. Hey, thanks for the follow. I need to turn up these notifications because I can't hear. Are the notification volumes okay on your side? Because I didn't want them to have them too loud. I just need to crank them up on my side so I can hear them. Let's probe a precision this time. Yeah, I mean, we could do it, definitely do it. Hey, Wolfie, thanks for the 20. Thanks for that donation. Any of the donations to the stream is going to be going to the customer, by the way. So that's something to look forward to. I have it set up where that Discord link to JFix's Discord is coming in here. Make sure that link is good for me, because that was one that I went and got this morning. Updated one. Ultrasonic cleaner brushed with alcohol. Yeah, so when I use an ultrasonic cleaner, I use distilled water. Put my, let me show you which cleaner I use. I actually use the IS version. I need to move this notification over. It's not showing up right. Let me see if I can move this over. There we go. There we go. Daryl became a member. Thank you. Anyway, so I use this IS fluid. Now, EC is what there's an electronic one, and then there's the IS. The IS is for kind of a general purpose more, but it has pretty much the same. If you look at the formula, it's about the same, but it's a little stronger. So you can use less of this, which is great. And this stuff works really good. It's pretty expensive. I had to buy it by the case, so that's how I generally do it. But I haven't had any issues using this IS version of it. Industrial strength, I guess, is what it's called. So, and then I just do an alcohol bath with it at the end. You voted for the underclocked unit. Underclocked unit seems kind of interesting. Right now, the underclocked unit is winning. We have 64% on YouTube is winning, and then the second place is going to be the X17R2 on Twitch. So it's going to be either one are going to look good. The X17R2 is going to be a liquid metal, probably nightmare. So we're going to be going around cleaning all these little balls of liquid metal all over the board, and it's going to pulling my hair out. Oh, I got some hair standing up actually. Hey, but I got a question. So I've been getting these messages that people say that I sound like Jeff Goldblum and I look like Tom Brady. So is this right? Is this right here? What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just messing around. I thought that was pretty funny. Kind of a mix. You just mix them together, right? So people keep saying Tom Brady's fixing laptops, and then another guy keeps saying that Jeff Goldblum is the one serenading him to sleep because he listens to me going to sleep. So I actually had 2 visitors from some subscribers this week. Actually, one guy came in from Florida, one guy came in from a town right outside of Austin here, but. So shout out to Dan and John. They both came in to visit, brought a laptop in, had to buy some parts and stuff. So you can't unhear the Jeff Goldblum voice right now. Yep. I wish I had some Jeff Goldblum quotes, because then I can really try to do it. But there's an AI page to mix up. Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. I need to find some quotes or at least watch it. But I want to do some like old Jeff Goldblum, like The Fly or something like that, right? When you clean the circuit boards, you reach to the right and press the tool. Can you show me how to do that? Over here? Is that what you're talking about? When I clean circuit boards? I just use toothbrushes. That's basically, is that what you're talking about? I'm confused. I'm confused. Yeah, can't deny Corey look alike. Yes, I do look like my brother. Corey's my brother. I have a twin. But Jeff can't do. I saved another laptop. I saved another. I wish I knew a Jeff Goldblum line. I would be a lot better. It's an alcohol dispenser. There you go. Thank you. That's what we're asking for. So this is what I use. This little guy. I've had this for, I don't know, 20 years. longer than that. I actually bought some cheap replacements for my text, and so you just tap it like this, and then it like shoots the alcohol to the top. So, and then I also have just a thing of Q-tips, and then a thing of the little squares, the little cleaning squares, which I don't use as often, but so that's, yeah, I reach over here. Thank you for clarifying that. And then I'll keep my toothbrushes over there. I used to keep them in this drawer right here that it always goes in front of the camera, so I moved that out of the way. No toothbrushes. Okay. How did alcohol get on it? Yeah, I need to pay attention to that stuff. So I think the Twitch poll ended. Yes. Okay, so that means we can end the YouTube poll. So YouTube poll is at 60% is the high number. When the Twitch poll disappears, I can't find it anymore. Can anyone tell me what the percentage was on the Twitch poll? Because it like disappears off my screen and it's somewhere embedded somewhere deep in there. So, but whatever has the highest percentage is what we're going with. So can someone tell me what the highest percentage was on the old Twitch? Hello, welcome. But are you Corey pretending to be Nathan? No, if you wanted to see what Corey looks like, as one of these days, my twin brother Corey, I'll have him sit down. He doesn't look as much like me, and then you're gonna say, wait, there's something off about him. His delivery is not the same. So, hey Nathan, I have a 5570 with a 5-volt rail and a 3.3 is present. Could you tell me what the cause is? Would it be safe to inject voltage? Well, you don't need to inject anything. If something's missing, it's missing. If it's shorted, it's shorted. So injecting voltage only works if it's shorted. So the highest percentage was 60%. Okay, so we're going with M16R1. Mods, update that title down there. So if you're missing a 5.5 volt rail, what you want to figure out is if that chip that produces that has the 20 volts going to it, and then it also has the enable pin enabling it. And if both of those things are present, then probably the chip's bad. If you're not getting the voltage to the chip or the enable, then that's a different thing, right? So, all right, let me pull out that M16R1. And here it is. All right. Ooh, I like it has an extra Alienware head there. All right, new day and another laptop to be saved. And this time we have an Alienware M16R1. This one is kind of interesting because it is stuck at 500 megahertz. And the customer said it was after a BIOS update, but he said that since then, now it doesn't even power off the charger. So I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together to see if we can get this figured out. There you go. There's a full intro for you. Shouldn't we count the vote? Well, I'm trying to come up with a good consensus of how to give a, let's see, what was the term that I was using? Whenever there's not enough voters on the other side. So I was going to flip coins, just saying, whatever won the vote, and then you flip a coin. But I think the best bet is whoever has the most votes for the highest percentage. So. So here's what we're going to do first is we're going to plug this thing in. We just need to kind of figure out exactly what current it's pulling or if it's pulling any current at all. My diagnosis on this without even looking at it is that we have some sort of PSID pin, or that's what they were talking about earlier, that it's not detecting the charger properly. And so basically the way that these machines work is that we have a, here we can look down into one of these DC jacks. So if we look down into the DC jack here, you can see that we have 3 connections here. We have the outer, which is ground. We have the inner metal, which is going to be the positive 20 volts. And then we have that pin in the middle. And that's going to be our PSID pin, okay? So it's a communication line between the charger and the laptop. And so what that's doing is it's telling the laptop how many watts it is, right? So my particular charger I have plugged in here is a 240 watts. So it will tell the laptop, hey, I got 240 watts, which means it's whatever, 10 amps or 11 amps it can provide, 12 amps, I guess. And so the laptop will take that happily. But if it can't detect it, if it says I cannot detect the charger properly, then it will not know how much it takes, so then it will always take something a lot less. So I think it usually kind of errors on the 65 watt or 45 watt or something crazy. I didn't think that this machine would even come on with the battery or AC adapter not detected, so I don't know. It's not a PPID. Yeah, PPID is actually the serial number. So on a motherboard, you'll have a PPID label. That's going to be the square barcode. That's a PPID. It's the PSID. So, and I don't even know, what does PS stand for? I don't know. Hey, okay, so let's plug it in. Let's see if we can figure it out. So, do we have our, here we go, we're going to use that one. So I want you to look at the power meter there, plugging it in. And it went straight to 140 milliamps. Let me unplug it again. Plug it in again. Straight to 140 milliamps. Okay. So when you have a laptop that goes straight up to a certain current pulling like that, that's too high, right? So this machine at rest should be sitting at like 0.01 or 0.02. Sometimes you'll get like an initial spike when it's testing some power supplies or something at like 0.05 or maybe 0.1, so 100 milliamps down to 50 milliamps, but then it should be sitting at 20 milliamps, if that's clear. But if we look at this, we got a spike up to, look at that, straight up. So that means we have a short on the board somewhere. It's going to be a short on the lower power rail, not like on the main power rail. It's going to be on, it could be on the PSID pin. That's what we're talking about, the communication line. Could have a short in the, was it on? Feels warm, but maybe it's just from me putting my arms on here. But so we could have a short on the power management chip or something like that. So that's what I'm thinking we're going to be doing. So let's open this up here. For reference, mods and the streamers can always find the last poll, username poll. Okay. Yeah, I know I could find it. I just have to click around in there. I just don't want to be so clunky. I try to stay as focused as I can because I get distracted very easily. Oh, let's try to turn it on. I didn't see. I'm already distracted. I'm delirious. I don't even want to have that in because it's not doing anything. If it's shorted like that, it's not going to be doing anything. Power button's doing nothing. I'm assuming that this laptop will run fine on a charged battery, but nothing on the charger. All right. Can you show the EDP connector? You told me that you would show me. Yes. Yes. Good reminder. So I talked to a customer the other day, this gentleman in chat here, and I told him I would show him a connector issue. So he had ripped his connector. So let me grab this motherboard. I promised I would do that. Hey, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Let me grab that motherboard. I'm going to show him real quick. We're going to do a little diversion because I'd already promised this to him and I didn't do it last time. But I want to get all these screws out. Watching from Ohio. Welcome. All right, so here's the machine that this gentleman was working on, and he ripped his connector off. This happens a lot. And so basically on this motherboard, like I said, this is going to be a quick diversion. I just want to explain what ends up happening and what we can do to try to help this gentleman who broke his connector here. So on this machine, whenever you are taking this motherboard out, if you forget to disconnect the EDP connector, you end up ripping it, okay? Now, a trick that I use to try to fix this without having to replace the whole connector, if it's just the mounts on the ends that are broken, and that happens a lot, then you'll just basically have a bend on this whole top area right here. So basically, this is being lifted up. Thanks for the follow, man. But basically, the trick that I like to do to see if we can get this thing to reconnect, because you can see that sometimes you have a bottom row and you have a top row. Sometimes you'll have the top row be bent up, okay? So here's the trick that I use, is I use the back of a kind of something smooth like this, and I will just roll this across here. And the goal is to try to get all those pins to kind of squeeze back down. Like that. And so this will make it tighter. And if you keep working on it, sometimes you'll have to work in some areas more than others. Then when you go back to plug in your LCD connector, it should not just like fall out very easily. So hopefully that helps, because that would help you not have to replace that connector, because even if I put a new connector on there, your end mounts aren't going to be there. I mean, I could put some, you know, some UV curing glue there, but it may not hold that well. So you know, I could replace that connector. You also broke the fan connector too, I think, right? So that's going to be an interesting one. All right. Diversion. So hopefully that helped you out. I forgot to do that on a Wednesday live stream. That's why I had to divert to that. I promised him. I thought about that over the weekend. I was like, oh, I forgot. Sorry. I get kind of carried away. All right, so I'm going to try to get this bottom off without messing it up. So these, this is another one of those machines where the bottom is like part of the machine. It's like you could take the screws out and you don't need it, man. It's crazy. And it's metal. And if you use a pry tool incorrectly, you can end up damaging it. So you have to kind of get my fingernail in there, and I just slide around. And I don't want to bend or warp the metal case here. What's the difference between laptops that use 19 volts as a power rail, dedicated power supply that creates the power rail? Uses the 19 volt power rail as versus the dedicated. You're talking about like one that's running on battery voltage versus the one that's running on the AC adapter voltage? Is that what you mean, Dennis? Because a lot of times you'll have smaller machines that are going to be running at a lower voltage, like ones that don't need as much power in general, right? So a lot of XPSs run at like 12.6 or 13.5 volts, and the battery voltage is going to be the 12.6, and so I call it running at battery voltage. This machine is a gaming machine, so it's going to need as much power as possible. So its main power rail is actually 20 volts or 19.5, and it's going to run right off of that. Every single 5-volt power rail, 3.3, and all that stuff is going to have the 19 volts go straight there. On the other ones, it's going to be where the 19 volts or 20 volts will come in, and then that will get converted down to battery voltage, and then that is what connects to all the other power rails. If that makes sense. Rubbish is a British term. I love to use it. It's rubbish. It's rubbish, I tell you. So one thing that we can check on this, I'm going to check battery voltage. Also want to grab a test battery, plug it in here, and see if the machine comes on. Most likely the machine will come on with the battery that's charged if it's the issue I think it is. So let's just measure the voltage on this. Let's see if my meter's going to work today. Oh, and I think I fixed my camera, by the way. If everyone, going out of focus here. I think I fixed my camera, so if you were on Wednesday live stream and it kept cutting off, come on, focus. It kept cutting off because it was overheating. Well, I dug through all my downloads, and I downloaded the same firmware that I'm using on this camera above me. Or I found it in my downloads folder, the same firmware that I downloaded for that one, and I put it on here, and I ran this camera for 8 hours straight without it shutting off. So hopefully that's fixed. Okay, so I need to measure the voltage on this battery. Is my meter working? It is. Perfect. Microscope. Go microscope. Here's our battery connector. Uber, thanks for the subscription. All right, so we got 9.4 on the battery. That is a little low. You haven't missed much yet, so we just started on our M16R1 that's stuck at running at 500 megahertz, but I can't get that thing to turn on, so I'm suspecting that this battery is dead and that the charger doesn't work. Oh, this is unplugged here. That's unplugged. Okay, we have some unplugged stuff in here too, but that's okay. Let me see if I have a charged battery, because I wouldn't mind just seeing if this thing comes on. What do you think about that? Did I replace the USB cable for your power meter? Which one? This is my USB cable for my power meter right here. And I just plug it into my meter right there whenever I'm using it. When I'm not using it, I don't have it plugged in. Oh, you're talking about for this one? For my, no, I didn't. I didn't replace it. It's just working. I don't know. It just works. It's weird. I think it's just like, if I don't move it around that much. Oh, and my voltmeter's about to die on batteries. I'm going to change that out soon. Test battery. I don't want to get distracted too much here. Which battery does it take? I can't remember. Oh, it's a 6.9 KF2. Okay, I got 6.9 KF2s out the wazoo. Got stacks of them here. Do I have a charged one? That would be the question. Here's a 6.9 KF2. I think this should be charged up. We'll see. Is it stuck at 0.8 megahertz? Well, it'd be gigahertz if you were saying point something, but this one says 0.5. I've seen them stuck as low as like 0.34 or something, where it runs at like 350 megahertz. Do you remember those days for the 350 megahertz? What's your name on Twitch? YouTube. I know, Parts People. My name on Twitch is Parts People. Let's see. Hello from France. Welcome. I'm glad you can make it. Black Horse is here. Welcome. I've watched your channel. Let's see what it says. I would just take a shortcut and see what's getting warm. Shorted DC would explain the behavior. It could be. The thing with that is that, yeah, it could be a shorted DC. That's if the machine's dead. So it is kind of a shortcut, but this is also a shortcut too. Does the machine turn on? And then that will tell you if it's in the charge circuit or if it's in the motherboard side, right? So, and the customer did say the machine worked for a little while. It would just run slow and then it shut off. So to me, it seems like it's a PSID issue. All right, so my test battery is here. I don't know how many volts it is on it. We'll see. Is it charged? I don't know. A new Prime sub. Thank you, Tessa. All right, so we got 10.7 volts on here, so that's gonna be much better. So we'll see if we can get some power. Let me just tack a couple screws in here so it doesn't fall out, flop around. Your first computer was 33 megahertz. That's a winner. I think my first one was in the hundreds. Let's see, what was it? I had a K62 300 or something. It was like it was late 90s. Please, you need my assistance with your 7378. It's been giving you bias-related issues. Well, you can definitely send it in. We can take care of it for you, or, I mean, I don't know if I can assist you right now. I can't, you know, it's hard enough for me to fix a computer, talk to chat at the same time, and then try to diagnose someone else's issue at the same time. I don't think I can do that. But we do have a Discord that I'm putting in there that you can join and ask your questions on there. Oh, I don't need to plug in the charger. That was not my goal. See, I'm just auto-tasking myself here. So I just want to see if we got a keyboard backlight, things like that. Like, see, we have the Alienware head, so it did respond to our power button press. And we will see if we get the keyboard backlight to come on, spin up. This machine has a really long startup process for a CMOS reset, so I don't think we're going to be able to keep it going the whole time. But we did get the power button to come on, so most likely not an EC chip issue. EC chip is what's going to be listening to that. So I don't know if we can see. Oh, the keyboard's not even plugged in. You remember? We had cables not plugged in. So how are we going to see it light up? Let me plug this back in. But the same 140 milliamps. Yeah, so this is still broken. That's what I'm saying. Like the charging, the input is still broken. I'm trying to bypass all that because if you I want you to think about a laptop as two different ways, or there's two different areas in it, right? So you have like the incoming voltage that creates the power rail that's going to power the whole machine. Then you have the battery voltage that creates the power rail that will power the whole machine. And then the charge area is in between, in that area where it kind of bonds that together. But if we can get the machine to come on with just battery, then we know that we're going to have an issue on the input, right? It's not the DC jack itself, probably. It's going to be past that, right? So it's going to be the power management controller chip. You can have that be an issue. You can have a diode on the PSID pin. You can have, you know, burnt something somewhere. I don't know, a MOSFET that's no good. But I always like to separate it out. If we get this machine turning on with the battery, then we know the laptop works. And then it's just going to be some sort of charging issue. He had an Apple that was 2 megahertz. Whoa! Whoa! Man, okay. Okay, so we have those plugged back in, the keyboard and touchpad probably. I just want to see if their keyboard backlight's coming on. I love watching liquid metal. Grief. Oh my gosh. Well, I keep plugging this charger in. Stop it. Go away, charger. I don't want you. I'm not trying to plug you in. It's like automatic. All right, battery's plugged in. There we go. Keyboard backlight's on. Can you see it? All right, so if I let this sit long enough, it will probably post. Should we let it sit long enough to post? To know for sure? I don't know. Then we're going to sit here for a while. This thing takes like 5 minutes to do a CMOS reset. You'll wait so long that you think the laptop isn't working. I'm telling you. But I know this machine like the back of my hand. So I've worked on so many of these. And Black Horse, I know that you had a hell of a time working on one of these. And you had a charging issue. You were changing all sorts of different components out. And you ended up changing the CPU or GPU or something. And which I don't know if I will ever want to do that. So we have a bunch of people naming all their computers on here. So we had a TRS-80, a Trash 80, Model 1, and the Commodore computer. We had some people saying that had an 8086. Wow, 64K of RAM. K. That's crazy. A web page is more than 64K. Or it's 640K. I keep saying 64. 640K. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit just so we can see the Alienware screen. I want to prove that we're having an input issue. This right here is telling me it is, but I want you to kind of understand what we're working against here. So I'll just kind of chat with you while this is sitting here doing this. You remember buying your first M? What's an M? Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, every time I watched another one, I was like, oh my gosh, you're still working on that machine. I was like, that's stressing me out. If y'all haven't watched Black Horse's channel, go check it out. He does great work. And he worked on one of these M16R1s for, I don't know, a lot. I don't know how many videos you ended up doing, but a lot. Do you work with an Uzi? I'm not sure what that is. You're talking about spray and pray? No, I don't work at Uzi. No, Ozy? Yeah, I'm not sure. Don't know what you mean. To the new viewers out there, this guy loves liquid metal. No, I hate liquid metal. Do you even know what liquid metal is? It is the worst thing ever. Here, let me see if I find some liquid metal. While this is booting up, this thing has liquid metal on it. So let me show you what liquid metal looks like. I think I have a board that still has some liquid metal sitting on it. Aha. Yeah. Shoot. Knock it over my lights. Now I'm knocking over something else. Okay, so to all the people who love liquid metal, I hate it. So this is liquid metal. The Terminator, as I call it. So this is what comes on these high-end machines. Yeah, you would have to switch views, that's true. This is what comes on these high-end machines. This one actually has a double dam. I think double dams are better than single dams. What do you think? So if you look here, you can see that there's an outer dam and an inner dam. But it's still leaked. You see? This is why I hate it. I need to find a pair of tweezers I don't care about because I don't want to get this stuff all over it. There we go. So this dam is foam. It's supposed to protect this from leaking out. But look, there's a big blob on the outside in this. At least it was the next catch. And then look, here's some liquid metal right here. It's like liquid mercury. It gets all over the boards, highly conductive. It will get down into everything. You can't even see it's there. You have to use a microscope to find it. So that's the X17R2 that is in the vote. So after I fix this one, we're going to be going to that one because Twitch voted for that. Ooh, this is gross. But it's very easily gets everywhere. This stuff is the vein of my existence. Hate it. Hate it. Hence, I love it so much. All right, this machine still hasn't come on. It's proving me wrong, but I don't know if it's been 5 minutes. I could be completely off base. And it's hard to know what it's doing right now, because normally I would have my power meter plugged in the side and I'd be able to read what it's saying, but I'm not seeing that right now. Ooh, it smells like cigars. Ooh, nice one. Cuban? I don't know. Okay. All right. Should I give this more time or not? I don't know. I wanted to see the Alienware screen just to prove that it's working and that we're trying to fix a charging issue, but I just don't know how much more time I need to give it. Or we should just move on, because I need to pull this board out still and do all that stuff, or inject voltage, or measure the PSID pin. I need to start doing something besides sit here and just babble on. Can you take contact cleaner? No. Liquid metal is like, I don't know. Maybe we should like do a liquid metal experiment cleanup live stream where everyone just tells me I'm going to throw everything up the kitchen sink at it and just try to clean it different ways. I'm telling you, it's like, no matter what I try, pretty much the easiest thing I found is to take a Q-tip and wipe it up and try to pick up that one little piece, and then don't use the other side, throw it away. Because if you try to flip it over and start using the other side, then you have this liquid metal on here and you can drip it and knock it over. Yeah, a syringe, I've tried using a syringe, a solder sucker. Well, the thing is that it's mixed with heatsink compound. So it's not like I just got fresh liquid metal and it's put on there. It's mixed with heatsink compound, so it's so thick you can't even pick it up with that. I mean, I've rolled it over into a pile and then you kind of can get it, and maybe a syringe would work. I was going to build, oh yeah, I still have my idea here. I had this hose, and I was like, okay, what I can do is I could take the hose and then 3D print something that sticks in my fume extractor that creates a vacuum, and then hook it to have a little chamber on here and then a little needle point and have it suck into there. So, I don't know, but I still haven't done that. Is this thing going to come on or not? Work. Work. I'm tired of babbling on. There's nothing sexier than a massive blob of liquid metal on an EC chip. Ooh, you're talking my language. Hey! We saved another laptop! Okay. See how long that CMOS reset was? You would have thought that this machine was dead. It's like, that's what I'm saying. M16R1, M16, and M18R1 and M18R2, same motherboard pretty much. It's just like, it's a 5-minute turn on every single time. And if I had a power meter, then I could just look at that and be like, okay, well, it's sitting at 60 watts, and then it will finally jump up to 100 watts when it turns on the screen and all that stuff. So, all right, so we know the machine works. There it is. So we know the machine works on battery. So we know we just have a charging issue. And if we want to prove this, now that we have it open, it's probably going to run slow because we're out of batteries, I bet. 62% battery charge? No, I don't believe so. This thing says there's 62% battery, but I measured the battery and it was at 10.7, and that's more like maybe 40%? I don't know, 30%? Says discharging. We'll plug in the charger. Can you guys see the screen? Is this good enough for you? Or should I do the old zoomy zoom? Is that much better? Okay. So right now it says it's at, the current clock is at 0.39. That's actually what it should be at whenever I can't detect the charger, by the way. And then we're going to plug in the charger, and I'm going to do it without looking. And can't find the hole. There it is. Get in your hole. Okay, so I just plugged it in. We're pulling 3 amps immediately. Did you see how fast that was? I don't know if I like that. That was scary, actually. Let's try it again. So pay attention to the power meter. Right here. Ready? Hold on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3 amps immediately. So 60 watts. So whether it's running off the battery or a charger, gotta think about this. This is interesting. So it's not charging the battery, I can tell you that, because in order for it to charge, it would have to jump up to 0.2 do a negotiation of the battery first, and then jump up and start charging. So that's not a charging thing. Right when I plugged it in, it usually has a little bit more of a delay before it starts charging like that, or running the battery, or running the laptop, rather. 60 watts is its default voltage when it hasn't kind of figured out what the charger is. So that's 60 watts. Is that what I've been saying? Yeah, 60 watts. But it still says charger's not installed. It says discharging still. So anyway, that's our point. That's my point. So we didn't have to kind of go down this rabbit hole where we're like, you know, is the EC chip no good, or is the board not working? We know the board's working, so now we can kind of isolate out, and we're over here. Okay, so now I'll pull this out, or we can measure the PSID pin and all that stuff. I'll just get this battery out of the way. 8.5 clock, yes, is crazy. And every time I see that in there, I think it's a typo. I don't think it ever hits that speed. I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's never going to sustain that speed, but it might do that little spike with one of the cores or something like that. You know how they lie. They make it sound really cool. Let me take these SSDs out. Hey, expert. I have an idea. Why don't you suggest it or tell them about it? Telling Dell not to put liquid metal in it? Because Dell doesn't listen to me. Dell doesn't listen to me at all. But I'm thinking they're starting to use it less. I've noticed that lately. So I think they're starting to have to deal with all these RMAs or warranties. All right. So 8.5 gigahertz, 20 gigahertz, back to the future. It's 1.21 gigawatts, right? Is that what it is? Great Scott! 1.21 gigawatts! Dave's Unbranded, what did you say here? As power levels go down, they probably don't use as much. Yes, exactly. All right, I'm just taking this back cover off, and then we're just going to do some measurements. I wasn't going to pull the whole board or anything right now until we figure this out. But you have to pay attention to those secret screws. You want to upgrade your SSD now, and you watch the videos and you just can't. Yeah. Well, wait. Which model laptop is it? Because an SSD takes 2 seconds to install for most machines. You just need to unplug the battery. Just unplug the battery, and you're fine. Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see here. You unplug the battery. So what I want to start with, I want to make sure that our PSID pin is good. And you remember we discussed what a PSID pin is. So we have, on this particular DC jack, we have a lot of pins here. We have boom, 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 boom. Okay, you can kind of see this pad goes all the way to here. So I think these are all connected together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this is a space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? It's kind of a weird, seems like there should be the same amount. There I got it. Let's see. I can't really tell if this pad's connected. Well, I guess I can just measure. So kind of the idea is that because a DC jack needs to carry a lot of current, instead of having a huge wire, they have a bunch of little wires working together. And so all these pins are working together. What I'm trying to figure out is which one's what pad's hooking together. So these are going to be hooked together, 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 together. And then that's not connected. So it's these 5 are together, or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Why can't I focus? Those 6 are together. These 6 are together. I don't know which one's ground or not, so we'll test that. So I will touch here, and then we'll figure out if this is ground. So these 5 are going to be, or 6 are going to be ground, and these are going to be the input. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This looks like it's not connected to the rest of them, and then this one's not connected to the rest of them. So we have 2 pins that are our potential PSID pin, or communication line. But first we can just measure to see if we have, oh my gosh, why is my focus so bad today? That we have a short on the main power coming in the DC jack? You don't. What about this pin? Nope. What about this pin? So none of those are shorted, which is good. You can't see me measuring that, but none of these are shorted. So, so I don't know what's wrong. That's it. The end. No, I'm just kidding. Let's plug in the charger. I just want to measure what voltages we're getting here. I don't want to do it for too long. So I don't have the battery plugged in, so we should be stuck at that 140 milliamps. There we go. And I'm going to measure the 20 volts here. Make sure we have all the pins in the view here. Okay. This should be our 20 volts. And then this middle pin, what is it? Nothing's on that. And then this end pin is our 3.1. So that's going to be our PSID pin, is our top one up here. And it looks like we're getting voltage down that line. So since we do have voltage on the PSID pin, I'm automatically going straight to, I think that this is a shorted or a bad power management chip, which is on the other side of the board. So we can go thermal. Go thermal. I got to turn it on first now. Hey, I got 48 Twitch viewers. Welcome, guys. And if you're new here, I do 2 streams a week, Sunday morning and Wednesday evenings. So I hope to see you there. I'm just booting up my thermal camera. It takes a second here. And let me make sure this is all connected. So whenever I didn't detect an issue with the PSID pin, that's why I'm starting to bypass that as being an issue. Because most likely it's just a charger issue in general. Now there may be a short in the power management chip, and that's why it starts pulling 3 amps. But there could be some other blown component. We're going to have to look on the other side of the board regardless. I just wanted to, we're going to do that old... Wait a minute. What did you say? Your Twitch viewer count updated in every 5 minutes? I don't know. I have it set up where it's updating every time YouTube updates. It's going to update the Twitch one. So, okay. What I'm trying to do. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. This is super annoying when I'm getting distracted. Thermal camera. Thermal camera. There we go. I want to plug in the charger again. I want to see if we see an isolated hotspot with our thermal camera. So we're looking for that 140 milliamps, and I think we found it already. Right here, somewhere over here. So I'm going to unplug the charger again, and then we'll plug it back in. Let me get this right in the middle for you. Okay, ready? Unplug. Is it going down? Staying. Okay, now I'm going to plug it back in, see if it heats back up. So 38, 40, 40. Yeah, so it's definitely heating up right there. Let's grab a board and let's see what's on the other side of that. It's going to be an ISL chip. Yeah, these boards use ISL. So here's the board. Beautiful board. It's beautiful. So if we look, it was right here-ish, right around there. So we flip that over. I see a diode. Is that a diode? So this is, or it's a current sensor resistor, but I see that diode right there on the other side. So we could have an issue, or it's this. Ooh, what is that? Or it could be that chip, which I don't know. What does that do? Probably not a good thing to have bad. This is a donor board, by the way. That's why it looks so funky. Funky. All right, let's pull the board out. A million screws later, and the motherboard is out. Oh, I'm going to start unscrewing. You guys start chatting because this is a long road here. We got 38 bots. Hey, Twitch viewers, we got 47 of you. How many people are chatting in Twitch? Do we have a good enough amount of people chatting? I don't want... Everyone say hi. You ready? At the same time. Twitch viewers, you ready? I'm going to count to 3, and then everyone just want everyone to say, hello. 3, 2, 1, go. We got one. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello. Hey, it's working. No, bye. Don't say bye. First time chatters, thank you so much for participating. You're welcome to ask questions and stuff. I do the best I can to answer these questions, but this is a very hard thing to multitask, and so what I'm trying to do is explain the best I can. And we do this twice a week, so hopefully you can sit here and join in and participate. Well, I'm so happy that we have so many real people in chat. Thank you so much. How do you remember each screw, where all the screws go? I use my magic. So in general, the kind of my thought process when I'm unscrewing things, if you like my thought process, is most screws are going to be the same. In on a lot of these laptops, there's some that are going to be kind of funky, but anytime that there's a screw that's different, I note it in my brain. So I say, that screw's longer, or that screw's wider, or that screw has a different color. And so I think about that in that area, and that's how I remember, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's an easy way of doing it, but it's exactly the way that I do it. So it's all about knowing, and I've taken this apart a million times, so I know. What's the funniest failure you witnessed? Well, we had, let's see. If we could do a liquid metal one. I had a guy who, he had an older machine. Thank you for the subscription, the Prime subscription. He had an older machine, and he wanted to keep it going. And so he said, okay, well, I need to replace the thermal paste. I need to be responsible, and, you know, to keep it cool and stuff. And so this was like a Alienware that's like a 2015, 16 or 17. And he took it apart to put the new thermal paste in there, and was like, okay, well, I need to go buy some. So he went to Micro Center, and Micro Center said, yeah, this is the best stuff, and sold him the best thermal paste. And he comes back, and he puts it on the laptop, puts it back together, and the entire machine shorts out and dies. And what Micro Center sold him as the best thermal paste there is was a syringe full of liquid metal. And he squirted it on these chips, and it was this machine, actually. It was this machine, this type of board, that has no dams, and he squirted it all over these chips, and it was like a train wreck. It was like you could do it, and it would just flip off there. So anyway, that was a funny one. Regarding older machines. Whoa. MMX, that's an MMX, right? First version. Are you still running that? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, let me get this board out. I'm going to keep going here. Yeah, liquid metal is crazy. All right, that's unplugged. So yeah, and the thing is too, is like I got to remember all these screws are when I'm taking them out, because I never remember. There's always a secret screw. Always a secret screw. The MXM cards. I thought you were talking about the MMX, like extensions on the Pentium 1. You were talking about an Alienware thing. Okay. I just start lifting it up until I can find the screw that's holding it in. Where are you at, screw? Yeah, hopefully, I mean, on that Micro Center one, I'm trying to think if, so he sent it to us, we cleaned it all up. I got everything working. I got the whole board up and running again, but the GPU ended up failing or not working. It was intermittent, so I think there still must have been some liquid metal somewhere under there. I even ultrasonic cleanered it. I mean, it took a long time. I mean, it was a lot of work. Hey Nathan, love from India. Welcome. And it. Okay, did I get them all? Almost there. What am I missing? Ah, it's this secret bracket. I knew there were secret screws on here. What's the most stupid error that you did in doing a board repair? I've done this multiple times over the years, and I haven't done it in a long time now. But so we're about to work on a power management chip probably. I've forgot to unplug the motherboard when I changed the power management chip out. Because the thing is that you're constantly like, you're messing with it, you're plugging the board, you try things out, and then sometimes you're just like, oh shoot, let me go ahead and change this out, but you forget to unplug the board. So, okay. And the motherboard is out. Okay, gonna load this heatsink. And this is the craziest thing you've ever seen. It covers the entire bottom here, or of the whole motherboard. So, I mean, this machine is a good machine. This is the one that has some issues with like the RAM power rail shorting out. Because I have another one over here. I almost was gonna, and I think I have another one in the queue too that have the exact same issue. I was almost gonna put it in for a twofer, where it's like you vote for that one, and then I have to fix two of them because it's the exact same issue. But we are going to, I don't think we can access whatever's here. Yeah, it's covered up. So we're gonna pull this heatsink off, which means we get to see liquid metal all over again. Could you ask me a question? The college I work uses Dell computers. Faulty Latitude series has two USB-C ports on the left side. The technician told me the C port closest to the hinge and dock the charger came off. Run different wattages. They don't run different wattages. They're all equal. They run all the same. That's not correct. So if they say they run different wattages, that's not correct. All the ports are the same. They use the same, a lot of times they use the same chips, but sometimes it's like if you have a 2-port on one side and a single port on the other side, then you'll have a chip that runs a single and you have a chip that runs double. So, most stupid error was shorting the CPU voltage jumpers many times. Gosh. Greetings from Parts, but do you reply to the info or should you go ahead and initiate normal? Info is fine, yeah. So there's two main emails for the company. It's going to be repairs@partspeople.com or parts-people.com or info. Info is the one I have the most customer service people on. So there's like 4 people monitoring that box or 5 because we get so many emails. And so that's the best one to send it to. They'll usually filter out stuff. They'll answer questions or they'll forward it over to me, and then I can answer it if you have a question for me. So info is fine. All right, so this thing came off very easily. Sometimes, you know how whenever you take a heatsink off, you have to kind of like the stiction. So it just came off pretty easily. So this one does have liquid metal on the CPU and GPU. Sometimes I see it where it's only on the CPU. This time it's only on the, it's on both, so that's fine. And it's not leaking or anything. We can take a closer look. Ooh, squeaky. I need to oil my microscope arm again. So this is exactly how it should look. Let me get a drink of water. But this is how liquid metal should look. You see how it's mostly heatsink compound, and then it has liquid metal kind of mixed into it. So that's a really good application of it. This guy was not on crazy duty that day. You remember that one that we opened up and it was filled all the way to the top, all the way around? And then this one's okay too. You can see it's been leaking a little bit off to the side, but it didn't leak out of the barrier. So that's what the barrier is for. So I'm happy with this application. I think they could even keep it if they wanted. What time we got? We got 1 more hour here. I better get on this. So here's the area that we're seeing it getting hot. I don't see anything burnt per se. But there's the power management chip. There she blows, or there she blew. So that's the chip that I was thinking was going to be the issue anyway, the whole time. And that's right on the other side of the board where we were seeing some heat signature. So our issue is a power management chip. And that should be pretty straightforward. Hopefully there's nothing else going on here. Now, this said this happened after a BIOS update. It's all coincidence. It had nothing to do with the BIOS update. Just to get that out of your head. Oh. So you have parts people, service people. I have 20 employees, if that's what you're wondering. Yeah, so I have 20 employees, bunch of customer service people, because my main 5% of my business or less, actually 4% maybe, is repair. So we mainly sell parts. That's what I've been doing for forever. We've always serviced computers too, but we never did that much service. And so, yeah, you can reach out to my customer service team. Most of them have been here for 15 years at least, 20 years for some of them. And so they know everything about all these machines too. And then all the other guys who are in my warehouse doing testing and going through all this stuff or handling all the shipments. And then I have a few technicians too. So let's go ahead and remove this right here, or should we do some measurements? You want to see that shorted over here? For 12 months, just need to register your account. What is that? What are you saying about that, Andy? Oh, you're talking about the Windows update, Windows 10? Yeah, Windows 10, yeah, you'll get one more year of Windows updates if you just sign up for Dropbox. Oh, wait, OneDrive, yeah. You can get one more year. Yeah, I have a 14,000 square foot warehouse with 700,000 parts in there. So that's my main business, like I said. Okay, are we in continuity mode? No, need to be in continuity mode. So I just want to measure around here. What was the cause of this? These things get really hot. Can y'all see that there's a big burn into this right there? If I can get focused, then you would be able to see it. There we go. Is that better? So you can see this burn hole. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful burn hole. Right there. And do we have a short in this area? No short. Okay, so this pin is saying shorted 13 ohms. Going to that resistor. We also have a short right here. We have a short right here. Now, a lot of people don't know, most of the time a capacitor that's pointing towards a chip, that's going to be the positive side, and then the negative side will be the side that's pointing away. Now, it's not always the case. Like this one right here could actually be the other way around because it's measuring open on that side. But in general, that's the general rule of thumb there. All right, let's just replace this. Enough lollygagging. We know that that's the problem. Um, 450 degrees C, 60% air. And we have more of these chips. So I'm going to preheat the area first. Oh yeah, and so we're going to be using the NF flux the whole time. All day we're going to be using NF flux. And did y'all see the video? Here, we'll pause real quick. Did y'all see the video? Northwest Repair did a video, and then Northridge Fix did a rebuttal. So his rebuttal, I want to like this flux as much as he does, as much as Northridge Fix likes it. So I want to like it. And the bubbles that Northwest Repair was saying was in there are in mine also. Here, I'll show you. It came like this factory. I didn't do anything. So you can see a bubble there, some bubbles here, bubbles there, bubbles there. Bubbles there. Has nothing to do with pulling back the plunger, but so that's what it looks like. But I want to like it, okay? I'm going to give him benefit of doubt. He says it's the best. He knows, so we're going to go with it. It's the best. Here we go. And it does smell like lotion. Now, he says it doesn't smell like anything. Maybe I have a sensitive nose. That's the thing with me, is like, I guess I have a sensitive nose because the smell is very strong. It doesn't smell bad. I'm not saying it smells bad. I'm just saying it smells like lotion. All right, we'll do this again. So if I get too close to blow this, it wants to run away. That's the problem I'm seeing so far, but I'm just gonna we're going to go with this because it's the best. We're going to go with this because it's the best. So we're going to pull this power management chip off using the best flux on the planet. So I'm just going to preheat the area. This is a thick board, so it's going to take us a little bit of time. Yeah, Northwest Repair said it worked really well for doing a reball on the VGA chip. So that's good. Came off just fine. Butamus. And I got some good aroma. So what do you think of that? Pretty good. So we got a 9552AH, and that's what we're going to be replacing it with. So I have some brand new 9552AHs purchased from Mauser right here. And I'm running low, I think. Yeah, down to the last couple, 4 or 5. So I'll put that right there. And what do we do before we install it? We can't just stick it on there, can we? We have to tin it first. We have to put stuff on there. And luckily we have really good flux to tin it with. So there we go. So let me get some solder. All right, let me clean my tip. We don't want to contaminate this beautiful flux. We want to stay the nice color it's supposed to be. I want to like this. So, see the boiling? Boiling is a feature. Okay. There we go. Boiling, you see those bubbles? Feature. Okay. Perfect. So we're just getting all these pins first on the sides. All right, so we have that, and then we're just going to do a little tappy tap in the middle. Just I don't want too much in there. Okay, that's probably enough because we still have some on the board. There we go. All right. Yeah, NF solder is the next offering, I'm sure, right? It's fine. If it's good, it's good. I mean, I want to like it. Like I said, I want to like it. So pin 1 is right here in this corner on the board, and then pin 1's in this corner if I can see it. I do have to say that it's so clear that I could see the lettering still. That's actually pretty impressive. So the dots in the corner there. So that, he gets a point in one of the columns right there for that. But get off of my thing, you don't get a point for that. So, all right, we're going to heat this up. I'm going to preheat the board a little bit before I stick it down. Test. You want to test to see if there's a short still with the chip gone? That's probably a good idea. This guy's thinking with his brains. All right, let me set this chip down right here. You guys are thinking with the brains. I don't always think with those brains. All right, so we're going to test here again. So that's still saying shorted, but this side wasn't, so I believe that's fine. No short here. No short there. So all that's fine. So I think we're good. Are we happy with that? All right, so back to this. So I'm going to heat this up again. Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm waiting for these pins to get shiny. There we go, we can see all the solder melting. Now we're gonna set this down quickly. Move away. Wait, why didn't it stick? Move away. There we go, that's what's supposed to stay. And then we're just gonna add some more of this beautiful flux. It does kind of have a big tip. A little bit too much. And why do we have so much flux all over the board? I don't know. Okay. So I don't know why my chip's not floating. There we go. That's what I'm waiting for. I want it to float like that. So there we go. That looks good. I'm happy with that. Now it's time to clean up. So here's the problem, here's the spot, here's the time that I've seen the most problem. Cleanup. I'm not gonna lie, because I tried using this all day Friday. It's bad to clean up. The cleanup is really, really hard. I'm trying to get some alcohol on here. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna start cleaning. I have isopropyl on this right now. So I'm gonna just try to pick it up the best I can first. New Q-tip. Okay, it looks like it's going pretty good. Looks like we're doing pretty good. All right, now we're gonna switch to our toothbrush with a new Chem pad. We're not even gonna use a used one. We're gonna use a brand new Chem pad. Toothbrush it. Wipe it. Toothbrush it. Wipe it. Wipe it. Wipe it. Did we get it all? Some in here still? Now, if I let this board cool off too much, then we are screwed, and we have to reheat it, which is a feature. But that's not what I'm complaining about. I'm going to see if it is going to do it on this board, and it may just be that I was experiencing it on these other ones. Actually, looks pretty good. Okay. Okay. I'm working really hard to clean it, though. Okay. So that actually looks pretty good. All right, nothing to complain about, but what I was going to complain about. But there's nothing to complain about because everything was fine. I got it all over my hands. It like was on the board. I scrubbed it, and then the board was like super sticky. Yeah, it's still sticky actually in some spots. But then it got on my hands, and I was spraying alcohol over my hands to clean it off. So I don't like how sticky it is. You know, it's just if it's better at soldering, if it's helping in soldering, then maybe that's something I'll deal with. But I need the NF brush. That's the problem. I need the NF brush. Not the toothbrush, the NF brush. Okay, did we repair the issue? I don't know. Let me get a DC jack. Here, maybe I'll just bolt this back on and we can just plug it in instead of having to do it on the bench. But I want to like it. Don't want to criticize anybody. I think that if he genuinely likes it, then I'm perfectly happy with it. I think it's great. Screws right there. This heatsink's so big that it's hard to line up the screw holes. If you do it wrong, you'll hit the components. So I'm very, very cautious. There we go. Okay, enough ranting about the NF flux. Not funny. NF stands for not funny. I want to say something. I have a lot of skills. Wait. And I think you're a good person. Let's see. Okay. Every new follower, thank you. Even though you have a lot of subscribers, you still answer almost every question. Yes, that is my goal. It is to create a community. I want to have a connection with everybody, right? So this is not about ego building this. This is not about making money. This is about feeling like I have a connection with you. And that's why every single time I start every video and I say, we're going to look at this together and see if we can get this figured out. This is all about this connection right here. So I enjoy it. And it's still an experiment. I don't, like I said, every time I do these live streams, I'm like, this is an experiment. Let's see how well it's going to go. And it looks like it's doing pretty well. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how strongly would you recommend shifting from a sysadmin, darn it, it's like cutting, it keeps moving, sysadmin or software developer role into a GPU or console repair mainly driven in passion? I mean, the problem with doing hardware repair in general, so if you're doing anything like, I just found some more flux right here, by the way. Doing this type of work that I'm doing is a grind. okay? It's never. It's almost like if you can just like, I'm sure there's plenty of mechanics watching this too, like car mechanics. You have billable hours, right? So you say, okay, well, I'm going to bill by the hour. Changing this thing out is only going to take this amount of time, so this is how much I'm going to bill. Well, you run into issues, or you diagnosed it wrong, or didn't fix the issue. You end up putting all this extra time in there. So there's going to be some that you win on, some that you lose on. It's a grind, though, because you're still having to sit there and try to figure out exactly what the cause is over and over again, and it never ends. So sysadmin, I think, would be an easier job in the long run. And now, if you're saying for passion, there's definitely a lot of rewarding whenever you do figure out kind of this, have this epiphany and solve some really complex thing. I love it. Yeah, it does give me a rush. I very much enjoy the thrill of the hunt and the solution that I find at the end, and being able to share that with people. So that's something that I enjoy for sure. Yeah, hardware repair is not fun no matter what it is, yes. Although, what's funny is that, yeah, I like the repair process a lot of times, but I don't, or I like the thrill of the hunt of the repair, but then once it's done, then I'm like, okay, move on. I need another problem to solve. The problem solver. And that's why people have a lot of, love doing auto mechanic stuff, Same type of thing. Nathan, I have a laptop with a display problem. It is corrupted at times. Replacing the LCD cable did not fix it. Made it slightly better. Okay, so if you have a video corruption issue, here's how I want you to test this. This is an interview question, by the way. This is when I interview people. So I say, the customer brings in their laptop, and the screen is not working properly. How do you diagnose the cause without opening it up or taking it apart or changing out parts? Okay. So there's a couple different ways that I do this immediately on the counter. Boom, I'll like, it doesn't always, it's not 100%, but this is a good starting point to try to figure out if it's GPU or motherboard related, if it's LCD cable or screen. And I'm sure some people know about this. Connecting an external monitor on a laptop is kind of out of the question for a diagnosis thing. Just to let you know, a lot of people always keep going, why don't you connect it to an external monitor? Because most of these machines don't do external monitor outside of Windows. That's why. So you can't say it will work automatically with an external monitor. It just does not work like that. Some machines will work automatically straight out of the box on an external monitor in the BIOS and everything, but some will only do it in Windows. So that's why you can't trust that. Okay, so here's what you want to test. You want to test if the act of opening and closing it changes the picture, or twisting the screen changes the picture. Right? So if you twist the screen, it changes the picture, it's probably the panel. If you open and close it, it's probably the cable. And if you twist the laptop, it's probably the laptop. That's generally how I do it. You can also eliminate whether it's a software issue, is if you figure out if it's doing it outside of Windows, and you're getting and it depends on what you get. If you're getting artifacts this way, you're getting artifacts like that across the screen. So there's other stuff involved in it, but for the most part, you change the cable out, it feels like it's a little bit better. I would test the screen. I would twist the screen a little bit, pinch different areas, and if you get like these weird, lines or whatever, then it's probably just a screen. And don't crack the screen. Just a gentle twist. Just a gentle twist. Cable, all this is unscrewed in. I got 3 screws in there. I'm just going to hook this battery in here. This is my test battery. And then we will be done with this one probably. I got all the confidence. Or we didn't do a poll. We can see how much confidence we have. But I already have it together. So, mods, you should have done that earlier. You're out of time. Because that poll starts for like 10 minutes. Maybe I should do a 5-minute. Maybe I should edit that to 5 minutes. Here, let me check this. So if you want to... Will it work poll? Create poll on Twitch. 2 choices. Here, edit that sub action for 300 seconds. I'm going to change it to a 5-minute poll for Twitch. When y'all do that anyway, instead of 10-minute. There we go. All right. All right, so will it work? Y'all can do that poll, and it's only a 5-minute poll on Twitch instead of a 10-minute. Because I can't end them, really. Will it work? Okay. That is done. I have the battery plugged in. Everything else is plugged in. DC jack. That. Okay. Here we go. So we got a will it work poll up there for both of you guys. 97% on YouTube so far. Twitch, I know it's hard for you guys to see that. You got 60 people there, so I want to see 60 votes, please. We got 8 votes. Twitch, come on. Step it up. Okay. 11 votes. Come on. I'm not turning this thing on until I get at least half of you guys vote. Okay, we're at 17 votes, 21 votes, 25. So once we hit 30 on Twitch, then I'll turn it on. 27 votes, 29 votes. One more guy. You just need one person on Twitch to hit the button. There you go. We hit 30. Okay, so now I will plug this in. So most people have confidence in me. We got 23% say they don't have confidence in me on Twitch. And then the YouTube only has 4% who doesn't have confidence in me. Now, I'm looking at the charger right now. Look at that. 8 amps is being pulled. 161 watts. Keyboard backlight's coming on. It did go back down. Is it going to come back on? So we're at 60 watts. It should actually, for this startup process, should be sitting at 60 watts. So hopefully that's not what the issue is. We might have just blown out the chip again. I should have checked something. I have something in my head that I'm thinking just happened, but we'll see. We'll see. And then Twitch might have some sort of like ESPN. They may know that I don't know what I'm doing, or I didn't check one other thing. Will it fix the 0.5 gigahertz issue? Yes, because if the AC adapter is not detected, it gets locked down at a lower speed because it doesn't know how much current it can pull. So it will fix that issue. We're looking for a light code. Yeah, you're right. What does the light code say? Can y'all see it? That's a weird light code because it's really fast. Oh, it's a 4-1. Is that 4-1? So 4 fast red and then 1 blue is usually a battery issue. So I'm going to turn this back off again. But I just pressed the power button, the keyboard, okay, it stayed on for a second. So 4-1 still. Interesting. 4-1. A fast 4-1 means battery. But remember, this battery was working. I'm going to do it without the battery. Yeah, unplug the battery. Thank you. All right, so we do have normal current being pulled from the charger, battery not plugged in, so we at least know that that's what's going on. Now, here's what I think's happening, and should I tell you now or later what I think just happened at first? I'll tell you now. I'll tell you now. Yeah, I think so. So you remember how I plugged it in, and then we went all the way up to like 7 amps, 8 amps? We were pulling 150 watts. It's pretty close, you know, right out the gate. That's not normal for this machine, by the way. So when we plug it in, it should sit there at the 60 watts for this long 5-minute time or whatever, and then it should come on. I did not check the MOSFETs. Yes, Teresa. Yes, you're correct. So battery MOSFET may be shorted to the battery, and that's probably what blew out the power management chip. That's what I'm thinking. So if it makes sense to a couple people, it will probably make sense to more people when I tell you again. So the way that the battery charges, these batteries are 11.1 volts. Okay, they're 3-cell batteries. They're actually 6 cells, but there's 3 in pair. So 11.1 inch nominal volt, 11.1 volt nominal voltage. Nominal just means 60% charge basically, or what the cell's resting voltage is. But 12.6 volts is its fully charged voltage. So the charge circuit's going to produce a 12.6 volt power rail that's going to charge the battery. If sometimes you'll have a MOSFET that gets shorted on, and so what it does is it passes the full 19 volts over to it. So that's what I'm thinking could have happened, and then we may have just blown out the power management chip again, or something like that. But the power management chip seems to be working right now because the board is coming on, it's still running. So maybe it just detected that issue and then gave us that battery error. So The battery root, the battery can't be shorted because we were using this battery a second ago to power on the machine before we even started. So now I can't leave. Yeah, it's so suspenseful. Okay, sorry. Well, we'll get it going. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. I'm just, you know, we have to wait for it to do the startup thing here. Oh, caps lock key? Not yet. So we're still in CMOS reset land, and which is going to sit there at that 60 watts, like I said. So if you just look there, there we go, 67. You'll see it jump up to 100 watts, and that's when we know we got past that first thing. Or, yeah, or 12.6 gigawatts. Wait 3 to 5 minutes. Damn. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Every single time. I mean, most machines don't do a long CMOS reset like this. It's just crazy. And I don't know what the cause is. Why does it? This model, 5 minutes. Yep. Is that what we ended up timing it at? I would just say it's 5 minutes, but we were on battery too, so it would have been a little slower. I think we're about to get past it. You'll see the Alienware screen just pop up for a second, and then it will reboot, and then we're good to go. 3 more minutes to go. No! There we go. So it should do this and then shut back off. And then it's going to come back on. It will be a blank screen again, and then we'll get the Alienware screen. I've seen this so many times. Like, that's what I'm like, I know the routine. Okay. So we don't have the battery plugged in at all. A 240 watt charger is detected here. All right. So I'm going to leave the machine on. I'm just going to flip it over so it's still on. I just want to see what voltages we have at the battery connector, because this is what my suspicion was, is that we have some sort of short on one of these MOSFETs. And I need to lube my microscope here. Okay. Thanks for the subscription, guys. Okay. Voltage mode, my meter's showing. Here we go. And I don't want to spark this, so I have to hit it at a certain angle. Battery's unplugged. Okay, so we're good, actually. So what I was measuring here, if we had a MOSFET that was shorted on, it would be passing the 20 volts straight to the battery connector here. So I think we're good there. Okay, yeah, the fans are blowing because it's on still. I'm going to plug the battery in hot here. So we're running at 184 watts. So when we plug this in, it should jump up here. I just want to see what voltages we're getting. And we have 12.8 on there, and then we should have current go up from that. I have a 240 watt charger, so we have a little bit more room it can go up to. I just want to see it go up. So the battery voltage is rising. You see that, 12.9? I wonder why it gave us that battery error. Did I not have the battery plugged in all the way or something? Maybe I just wanted to mess with you guys. Yeah, battery cable could not be all the way attached. All right, so it seems to be working. Let's flip it back over. It's still on because I'm crazy. Crazy Nate. All right, I'm going to boot it into diagnostics so we can take a look at it. And when we go into diagnostics, I can actually show you the current draw, battery current, and the machine's current. Yeah, I wonder why I gave that 4.1 at first. It's not blinking right now. It's actually thinking about fading, probably. Diagnostics. Exit out of this. Crazy Nate is back on the block. Okay. And I don't know how well I think this is valid, but the battery says it's charging at 7 amps. 6.8 amps. Would you charge your battery at 6.8 amps? I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it's a 6 cell, so maybe each one's charging a little bit, but... Oh, all right. So we are charging. Let me unplug the battery, or unplug the charger. We want to see it start discharging. Now we're discharging at 6 amps. So it may be reading what the laptop's using instead. There's a glitch in the matrix. All right, we're going to plug this back in. So it's charging, or it's discharging. Now we're plugging it back in. We should have it negotiate and show us our charger. 3, 2, 1, and the machine shut off. Now, why did it shut off just now? Why did it shut off? Did it overheat? The fans weren't on full blast. Huh. That's weird. That's weird. Okay, I'm going to go straight to the thermal view. Remember, I didn't redo that thermal paste. We just kind of stuck the heatsink back on. And that liquid metal is usually pretty good at being able to do that, but it could be an overheating thing, for all I know. Just going to go and look at the temps. 65. Temps look fine, so it's not a temp thing. Okay. Why did it shut off? That's a weird one. Reset chip. 10 amps. I mean, my charger didn't brown out or anything, I don't think. It stayed at the 20 volts. Now, this thing actually uses a 330, so let's plug a 330 into it. Do you really want me to say that, Montgomery? I broke another laptop! Oh. All right, I'm going to plug into this 330. This huge, massive, this thing weighs as much as a laptop itself. Just replace the cover on your 16R1. The light only shows white instead of RGB. The default blue is fine. Did you set up your command center and try to send the command over there again? Because it has to program that chip, I think. Okay. All right, so what's really good about these power meters, if you haven't built one of these yet, where's my zoom here? So this power meter off to the side. See, I just have a charger plugged in here. This is the customer's charger that we're about to use, this one. And I'm just going to plug it into the back of this. And it will energize that whole thing. Now, is the machine going to stay on? Let's see. Or is it shut off again? That worked. It actually triggered fine. So there we go. And now we're running at 270 watts through my power box. And I'm sure everything's going to start getting really hot. 14 amps. All right. So we did resolve the issue. It was just I had an undervolted or under wattage charger, so we're good. CPU's at 88. We're gonna have to rethermal paste it, or we'll add some more liquid metal to it. How's that? We'll just go to town with it. The last thing I want to check was what did I want to check? I want to check something. Oh, CPU clock, right? So we need to check the CPU clock. Let's see if the BIOS is going to tell me that. Yeah, 14 amps Gs, exactly, yeah. It's ridiculous. 90C is not too hot for these things. They go up to 100C, and then that's when they thermal throttle. And if we look here, what do we got? So minimum clock is 0.8, and then we're at 4.5 clock. So we resolved the issue. But I want to unplug the battery, or unplug the charger again, and we just want to see what it does. I don't think this changes in real time. Maybe if I change pages and come back to it, we'll see. Still says 4.5. I don't know. But I think we're good. I think we're good. So we resolved the issue on this laptop, and that one is done. And how much time do we have left? Electronics repair detective. Ding, ding. Oh, I should do like a parody to Law and Order. These names are changed to protect the innocent. I saved another laptop! So there you go. We did save this one. I'll have to contact the customer, figure out if they want to de-liquid metal this machine. Sometimes they want to just stick with it, but I will figure that out. I'll probably reflash the BIOS. We want to do it inside his Windows, so I want to boot up to the Windows and then I'll flash the BIOS so that way it disables BitLocker so I don't lose that. I think it needs a saved and lost, Okay, I'll work on that. I will definitely work on that. Any other suggestions for emotes would be helpful because I just made a bunch of them and I don't I don't know enough about it, so I just kind of made up a bunch of them that were kind of ridiculous. All right, so should we do something else? Should we start this other one? Because the other one's probably just going to be a liquid metal cleanup. What do y'all think? Not this one, the other one. Twitch, we should do the one that Twitch won on, since we have 62 people, 63 voters, active participants in this real life. I only have 20 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can go over a little bit. I mean, it's fine. It's okay. It's not a hard cutoff. All right, so this is an Alienware. What is it? Oh, he wrote it down wrong. This one, he says it's a. The customer says it's an M17R2, which is a really old machine, but this is actually an X17R2. So this is a 2022 model. We have the title updated here on the screen. So liquid metal, no power, but here's the guy's description. And I just kind of want you to kind of see, he said he had high temps when he was gaming, and he opened it up and repasted it, discovered that liquid metal and something else was leaking all out of the plastic and the rubber, which is what I hate, right? It's always leaking everywhere onto the CPU. He repasted it and had power issues, disassembled it again, reconnected ribbon cables, and it seemed to initially open. So this is a common thing that happens with liquid metal. It's because when you move it around, I don't know if y'all have seen that one video I did where I was cleaning liquid metal off this board. I could hit it on the desk and then it would work. And if I hit it the other way, it would stop working. It's because it had gotten underneath the CPU. It's really hard to see it. So hopefully we don't have any type of issue with that, but we're going to be looking around. So this is probably just a cleaning thing. So, all right. New day, new laptop to repair. This time we have an X17R2, and I think we have a liquid metal catastrophe. And so I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together and see if we can get this figured out. First thing I want to do is we'll see if it powers on, which it shouldn't. But the thing is that when people ship the laptop to us, a lot of times it will power on because the liquid metal has shifted. So, I'm going to make a shirt saying I hate liquid metal. Yes, that is a great idea. I will definitely do that. Liquid metal for the loss. All right, so this has a faster CMOS reset because the EC chip is already written, so it should just come on like pretty quickly. So, and I don't have the charger plugged in, I'm just running off the battery. You got a 500 pack of Q-tips just in case, liquid metal. Yep, that's good. And then there's these other ones that I got. I think I just threw it out. Let's see. Oh yeah, so if you buy these inside the girl makeup section, it has a point to it for beauty, precision beauty. And so they're really precision to get down into that liquid metal crevice. So I got these at Walgreens, but I'm out of them. I need to get moss. Heavy metal, not liquid metal. Okay, I don't think this is working. So I'm just going to skip to opening it up. I don't know if do we need to plug it in to see the error? If there's liquid metal leaking everywhere, I don't want to like short out something. Oh, we got a blink code. We got an old blinky blink. What do we got? Oh, it's the old 3.5. The old 3.5, old friend of mine. So for everyone who doesn't know what a 3.5 is, 3.5 means power rail failure. So 3 red, 5 blue. So that's pointing to a power rail failure on here. Very common for liquid metal leaking. It will kind of run down this way. I bet if I just slam the laptop on its side one way or the other, I can get that to go away, but we're not going to play that game. We're not going to live on the edge like that. Ooh, large language model or liquid metal. That's actually a pretty good one too. I think I'll clip that. Yep, I like that. I think that we have some new shirts coming down the pipeline. Hit the side of the tube. Oh, all right, let me pull this one off. Pull the bottom off. Make sure we don't have any private information here. It says SSD removed, 2 DIMMs. Compliant non-OEM, but it has worked for years. Okay. Thanks for the sub, man. We will start unscrewing the screws. Oh, okay. Come on, come on, come on. I wish there was a way to just like get the screws out without having to get the screws out. I could just be like, and it's open. Okay, got it. Arnold, you got another probed alien from Parts People? Nice. I probe aliens. Take me to your leader. All right, so unfortunately we got to pull the whole board out, so I'm just going to keep unscrewing because there's nothing to see on this side. I'm just going to keep going. Y'all keep talking to me and I'll answer the questions I can. No such thing as things that don't move. I do use liquid metal, but yeah, those places have vibrating isolation vibrations. All right. These people. You mix the screw with the previous screws. What's my biggest mistake I've ever made, ever? As I mix screws with the previous screws. Dadgummit. Okay. All right. We're in trouble here. Luckily, I got 2 of these. So let's see if we can sift through these. All right, so the screws we just took out were these 2. Nope, not those 2. It was going to be these 2. And let's see, it was these 2. These are going to be, where'd you go? This one? I will have to sort it in this, oh no, it's this one. There you go, that one and this one. I could tell by the heads, because the heads are different on these. So, okay. Thank you. And that would have been perfect across the screen. All right, I'll keep going. Should I unplug the battery while I'm working on this? Would that be a smart thing to do? Yeah, a bowl of mixed screws is fun. I get screwed that way very easily. All right, so where was I? Where was I? My computer, exactly the same model, came from the factory without liquid metal. Okay, do you know what CPU you had on yours? Because I've seen it when they have the lower end CPUs. I mean, if this is the i9, they always put it on it for some reason, because they're so hot. Do you have a favorite film? Mine is Resident Evil. My name is nobody. You know, I've never seen Resident Evil. Favorite film? You know, that's kind of. I like the ones with twists at the end mainly. So, I like these types of films like Identity or Shutter Island. Those types of twists. Favorite film, like, is kind of a goofy film, because I definitely like goofy films too. Would be like, the classics. I've been watching with my kids and stuff, like a lot of the John Candy movies, Uncle Buck and stuff. I'm trying to think of a good one though. It's a favorite movie. Man, I feel like I'm on the spot on that one. You know, I'll have to think about, because there's plenty of movies I'm like, this is my favorite movie, but I'm like, is it really? So I'll have to. But I like the ones with twists at the end. So a lot of those I end up, you know, favoring. Usual Suspects. Yes, that's a good one. Very good one. Fight Club. That's a good one. Old Yeller. Joke. Old Yeller. Tropic Thunder. That was ridiculous. Yeah, I only saw that one time though. I probably should revisit that. But it's like, I feel like you have to be stoned or something to watch that. Happy Gilmore. I don't know if favorite. I mean, Sandler has his funny movies. I don't know if it's a favorite though. Wait, someone says use sodium metal for a heat sink. Ooh, what? What? Sodium metal. All right. Oh, we should take this out, probably. You love Chris Farley movies? Yeah, like Black Sheep and what was the other one that they did together? Pretty close together with David Spade. Black Sheep and I don't know why I can't remember the other movie. Someone's going to say it. The Terminator, The Jerk. Oh, Goodfellas. Oh, Goodfellas, yes. All of those movies, yes. Goodfellas is one of my top movies. Yes, that's a great call out right there. Yes, very much. I am definitely like Casino, one of my top movies, I think, also. Tommy Boy, that was the other movie. Thank you. I was trying to remember that. I tried to rewatch some of those because I used to watch those a lot. You know, I don't know, 25 years ago or whatever, late 90s, I guess. And they're a little cheesy again. I feel like I had to be stoned to watch it. Let me investigate this real quick, and then we'll go over to the board itself. So we have this out. I want to see if we have any liquid metal leaking on here, because a lot of times you'll see it on here, and I think I see something right there. Gosh, I need to oil this thing. It's like squeaky. So we do have liquid metal on the palm rest. Beverly Hills Ninja. That is a ridiculous one. Yeah, that'd be a funny one to rewatch. So here's some liquid metal here. We're just going to go straight to the chase here. We're just going to try to pick this up the best we can. See how if you just kind of push it, it rolls into a ball. And then you just try to pick it up. And like a syringe, I don't have an empty syringe right now. Sometimes I just do it with my finger and then it gets all over my finger, but because you see there's more right here. There's more on this fur. And I don't really have a good way of wiping it because it's like stuck in there. Anyone have a suggestion for that? I'm going to try some isopropyl, but it doesn't really do anything when you do this. So high pressure air is what I'm probably going to end up using for that. I want to make sure that we didn't get it to go down into these holes because I've seen it leak down into these holes before onto the keyboard. But I don't see anything there. I don't see anything there. All right, so there's just a little dot right there. I'm just going to pick that up with my finger. All right, did I miss anything, or does it look pretty good? I'm going to blow it too with some air. Does everything look okay? Add cotton, add flux to the cotton. Should we use the NF flux? Yeah, let's see if I can find. What if the yeah, because the flux is super sticky. I know what that flux is good for. I think you're onto something. NF flux to the rescue. We're going to say it's the best flux there is because it's used to pick up liquid metal. All right, I don't have any liquid metal to pick up right this second, but we're going to try that out in a second. So I think we're good, right? I can move on to the board itself. I don't see anything else. Okay, moving on. Yeah, don't tell Alex. He'll make an NF Flux liquid metal edition. All right, so here's something. The liquid metal is leaking in the middle. All right, I don't know if we have a lot of new people in the stream or not. Is there people who don't know what liquid metal is? Because we've already talked about it earlier, but again, this is gallium-based liquid metal, so it's made of this type of metal. Oh, these are dirty tweezers. That stays liquefied at room temperature, but it's really good at conducting heat. So it transfers the heat off the CPU and GPU, and these motherboards are being shipped with these. But it leaks out and gets everywhere, and it's highly conductive. And if it gets onto a chip and just kind of touches across a chip, it will cause a short. this motherboard is getting a 3.5 error, which is a shorted power rail, after the customer had taken it apart to clean this stuff. So most likely there is a drip on the board somewhere that he missed, and so that's what we're looking for. So hopefully that clarifies it for anybody who is new to this liquid metal game. Do I have a mini vacuum to suck it with? Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily have a mini vacuum because I would have to have some sort of reservoir for it to suck into. And I have plenty of things that have suction. Oh, what did I touch? Something is... I don't know what I touched, but something's gooey on my fingers. Rewind the tape. Let's see. Liquid metal is gallium. Yes, question mark. Yes, it is. Gallium-based liquid metal. So I don't know. It must be mixed with something else, but it eats away at aluminum. So anything that's aluminum will start eating a hole in it. All right, so look, if I try to, the heatsink's unscrewed. Look, if I just try to pick up the heatsink, it's stuck to it. Thank you for the Prime sub, Roddy. Look, so I have to rock it back and forth. We have to rock it slowly, slowly, slowly until it breaks apart, breaks loose. Because there's plenty of thermal compound on here, you can tell. Oh my gosh, it's like stuction. Come on. Oh my gosh. If I just lift it up, we'll end up messing it up. Okay, there we go. And we'll lift it slowly. Okay. All right, so I think we put too much thermal paste on here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit too much, okay? I'm gonna zoom in. I mean, thermal paste is not conductive, so that's good, but it should not be like overflowing. I mean, I should be able to see the green of this die, but there's no green there. So like if you're looking at one of these chips here, it should only really be on this middle part. It does not need to be covering the green. And it's going, like this one you can't even see the CPU. It's completely covered. So just a little bit too much. It's also overflowing off the side of this heatsink. So we'll apply the correct amount. I don't know what type of compound he put on here, but I think I can see some liquid metal already. More squeaks, sorry about that. So here's some liquid metal right there. And what ends up happening is this dam gets liquid metal underneath it. Yeah, so you can see it underneath. So you see this liquid metal right there? It's underneath it. It's on the other side. So we're not gonna be able to pick that up. So in general, what I do, yeah, and look at that blob of liquid metal underneath here going to the CPU. Look at the liquid metal all over the side right here. This is why I hate this stuff. I don't like liquid metal. No, no, no. Look at this. Crazy. Crazy for liquid metal. Look at that. That is messed up. You see that? What I want to do is I want to take some liquid that's metal, it's highly conductive, and we're going to put it right next to a bunch of sensitive electronics. It'd be perfect. That's what the engineer was talking about. Because look at this. It's right here. So this is probably what's shorting out the power rail right there. Or right there, that one. There's a whole splatter goes. So we're going to have to pull all this off to clean it up. Are y'all getting a good enough view of this? Great balls of liquid metal. Look at that. And now I have it on my meter tip. I'm going to clean that off. So Q-tip, we're just going to pick this up the best we can. Don't put any isopropyl alcohol in here or else it will start running everywhere. So we're just going to pick it up and just try to get it to... Oh, we're going to use our Northridge Fix flux. So we'll just put this on here. Like that. We're going to rub it around. There we go. So now we have it nice and coated on there. All right. So let's see if we can pick it up. Oh, it's like magic. By golly, it's like magic. For the win. It is the best. It is the best. Oh my goodness. How is this even possible? It's the best. Flux for the win. Okay, I need to pull this stuff off though. I need to get this dam off of here. Damn, look, there's some right there. Yeah, this is gonna be NF flux remover, yes. It's so funny, whenever you put that thing up there, it does the little bell, it makes me jump. So I'm just gonna peel this away and then we're gonna clean all this off. So we're gonna peel this away very gently. Very gently. Okay, careful, careful. So there it is. We're just gonna take this off, and I'm not putting this back on, by the way. So in general, whenever I de-liquid metal these machines, I don't put this dam back on, because what ends up happening is you end up having liquid metal underneath it. There's nothing I can really do. You don't need it, because we're just gonna be using regular PTM. We're putting PTM 7950 on here. We're not even putting thermal paste on here. We're putting the phase changing pad on here. And this one, I can actually just use isopropyl alcohol. And you'd be like, wow, this is the easiest thing I've ever seen to clean this off. I don't even need to use the flux remover. And there's still some liquid metal in here. I can actually see it just a little bit. But look how easy that was to pick up all that. Do it slow. Do it very slow. Do it beautiful. Okay. So now we're not going to get a mess here. Okay. What about this guy? What are we going to do about him? I got to take this cover off too, because we have all that liquid metal underneath here. So let me see if I can pick up some of this. I can't see the flux. I mean, I can't see the chat very well, so I'm just kind of do the best I can here. It'd be cool if I had chat overlay inside my view here. It'd be interesting. Okay. Must be NF flux. Yeah, I'm not using, I don't need any NF flux to get the regular thermal compound off, but only to get the liquid metal off. Okay, that will get most of it, and then we can peel this off out of the way. Okay, so let me peel off this cover here. Finally, volatile. Okay, here we go. So we're going to peel it slowly, gently. We don't want any splatters to happen. And we'll have to put this one back on. So we don't want to bend it up or mess it up, because it has like this metal, or whatever, copper shielding on it. What is going on with this? What in the wide world? I didn't realize you can't really see that well. I can't tell. This is weird. It's like the sticky's under something else. Why is that sticky under something else? Okay, come on. Come on, come on. There we go. This is so sticky. Okay, flip this out of the way. So let's look at the other side of this real quick. So here's an issue. Oh my gosh, this is so squeaky when I turn it. I'm so sorry. Look at that liquid metal that's underneath the sticky. And so you miss that, then it starts spreading later on. So these are really hard to pick up. I'm going to try to think about it. Should we use the NF flux to try to pick that up? So I'm going to put NF flux on one of these little cubes. See if I can use that, because I don't want to put any fur on here. NF Flux Liquid Metal Remover. Perfect. Yeah. Wow, who would have thought? That is impressive. It is the best. It's the best around. It's the best around. No one would have thought the NF Flux was the best. All right, so that's done. Now we got to get under the board here. Okay. Oh, and this, I couldn't get this one piece off. I don't know why I was stuck there. But what's funny, oh yeah, there's our shorts. This is probably what's causing the 3.5 power rail failure. Do you like it? You like that sludge of liquid metal? What time is it? Oh, we already passed 11. Yeah, we're already past my... That's the end of the stream already. All right, have a good one. See ya. No, just kidding. Let me just finish this up. We want to see this thing turn on. So we need to pick this up. We will use our pointy Q-tip with our stuff here. There we go. Perfect. Now I realize why I'm so sticky is because I keep touching this stuff. But it's good. It's a moisturizer too. Smells like lotion. It actually, was it? Oh, yeah, it smells like lotion. Okay. Ultrasonic bath, yeah, we could do that. I just don't, like, so say I just threw it in there with this blob right here and just threw it in an ultrasonic bath. Do you think that would be a good idea? I don't think so. So we're going to see if this just picks up. I'm just dabbing it now. I just want to see if it picks it up. It's going under that chip. Don't go under that chip. It went under that chip. There we go. It keeps like, there's a big blob under that chip, so I'm going to have to pull that chip off, I think. Or maybe we can blow it. I don't know. Yeah. Let me see. Here, I'm going to hit it with some hot air. See if I can blow it out. Get out of there. Get out of there. Yeah, you see that blob right there? Ah, melting that. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do here. See, it's eating that leg away. That's the problem. Oh my gosh, that is messed up. Yeah, use alcohol to blow it away. Okay. I think this leg might be messed up, but I was just, look, it just ate the whole leg away. The leg is eaten in half. It's gone. Is that right? Is that really what just happened? Or maybe it's just feels like that. Because it eats the metal, you know? Is the leg there, or is it just me feeling like it's not there? I don't know. Okay. You want me to do alcohol, you said, right? All right. Going in with the alcohol. So this is Q-tip alcohol. I just don't want to blow it too much. Oh my gosh. This stuff sucks. The problem is, like, if let's just say I just go and blow it. All right, here I'm going to show you an overview, top side. The chip's right here. Let's just go blow it, and then the problem is it will blow right underneath the CPU. We'll try to, maybe we can blow it that way and just get it to run across the board. Thing. I got a little bit of canned air so we can be a little more isolated with it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Okay, here's our problem. Here's your sign. I want to get perfectly focused. There we go. Capped on tape. I've done capped on tape. Oh, you're talking about just to protect the BGA area. I'm going to blow it away from it though. Let's just see if this works. And do it just very slowly. Well, we need more alcohol though, right? Should douse it with alcohol. Okay. And then I'll blow it. Look how stuck it is. Ah, and it splattered. Look at this. Oh! This stuff sucks. This stuff sucks. Never put it on your computer, please. This is so stupid. Look at that splatter I just caused. Toothpick? Okay, toothpick. Oh, okay. Breathe, breathe. Yeah, toothpick may work here. We're gonna put some NF flux on here because it is our savior, I think. NF flux to the rescue. And the spill is gone. The spill is gone. So it is good, but we need to pull this chip off though. I think it's the only solution we have is to pull the chip off. Because even a vacuum wouldn't work on that, right? I don't think it would. I don't have any toothpicks. I have wire, maybe. Like some really tiny wire. But maybe it'll stick to this. Let's see. This is like a 0.1 mil wire. Thread it like dental floss. Could I freeze it? Yeah, but then it's stuck under there. That's the problem. I can't get it under there. I want to dental floss this thing. Get under there. We got to clean the plaque out. It doesn't want to go under there. But you can see there's stuff under there. Okay, I'm pulling the chip. I don't think we have any other choice. All right, going in. Yeah, I'm going to Kapton tape the GPU here and the CPU so we don't have any rogue stuff going around. But, yeah. I hate it. Hate it. All right. Is liquid metal splatter left on UG2? Is UG2? Where's UG2? Over here? Yeah, maybe. I don't think so because it just kind of went across it. But I'll probably end up doing an alcohol bath with it and then we can blow it really hard after we get as much as we can clean. Yeah, remove the chip and clean is what I'm going to do. I know the solution. Golden shower. Bug killer. You went deep on that one, huh? So we're going to try to tuck this. We don't want anything going underneath the GPU, le GPU. And then le CPU. So I have that covered. Now we're going to do the CPU. You forgot all about the Sunday live stream. Shame on you. I'm actually past my time already, but what ends up happening is I have too much fun. And then I stay around longer, right? Let's see, which way do I want to go with this, with the heat? We're going to go this way with the heat. So right now we have a bunch of liquid metal under that chip, and that chip needs to be cleaned. We need to exorcise the demon. So let's get this chip pulled off. Oh gosh, ridiculous. None of this should be happening right now. And the thing is, it's like, I don't even know what I'm going to do to clean this chip off. Oh, could I just put it in a little thing of alcohol and scrub it with a toothbrush? Yeah, that's a good idea. New product, GGA. Gallium, go away. Gallium remover. Come on, NF flux. Release the chip. Okay, chip is released. Now you can't even tell what's solder and what's not on there. Sorta. All right, got this off. I'm going to flip her over, see how she's doing. How are you doing under here? She doesn't look too dirty. So I'm going to put her in a little alcohol bath. And then, look at that. That's not solder. That's not sorta. So now we need to get one of our sticky Q-tips. Do we have a sticky Q-tip? We got to put some more of our stuff on here. And a flux to the rescue. The stickiest flux around. Liquid metal on the end of the GPU. Yeah, we're gonna still move around. Like you're talking about that? Yeah. I'm just focusing on one area at a time. All right, so that's pretty picked up. What about there? Okay. All right, I'm probably going to toothbrush this too. The problem is what I'm worried about, and I don't know if I think I see a problem. Oh no. So this NF flux seems to be working as a pickup agent, but I think if we look close enough, are those little baby dots of liquid metal everywhere? They are. Can you see it? Are we zoomed in enough to see it? See, that's a liquid metal ball right there. That's a liquid metal ball right there. I mean, we're talking really tiny. So now I have to figure out if I can pick it up all the way. Because if I start toothbrushing around or something, last thing I need is to leave a bunch of balls everywhere. Balls. Thanks, Paul, for the subscription. Man, I'm starting to really not enjoy this. Well, actually, I never enjoy it. I never enjoy it. Who else is... Okay, I want to know if you have had to clean off liquid metal off of a circuit board like this before. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I'm sure there's not very many people out there. Yeah, look, you can tell that liquid metal even got on these pads right here. Oh no, I just put some more on there because it's on my tweezers. Yep, so Steven has, Dead Broke has, yeah. Yep, Premise, yep, it's happening. The world is being plagued with this horrible product. Because, I mean, I guess if you worked on like a PS5, you have to deal with it, right? Okay. And we're only in one spot so far, guys. We haven't even done the whole sweep everywhere. But I think this is probably what the issue was in the first place. All right, let me clean this chip off and see if we can get it put back on. This guy's tiny. Look how tiny he is. This is what we're working on. Don't steal my fingerprints. It's getting liquid metal on my desk, just the way I like it. Okay. Hopefully that's good enough. I'm going to clean my desk off now too. Okay. Don't lose this chip though. Darn it, it's so small. I need to put it somewhere safe. Need to put it somewhere safe. It's in my hands right now. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. Okay, I'm going to put it right there. Stay in your home. All right, I'm just going to wipe this off because it ends up getting everywhere if I don't do this. The PS5 is horrible. I worked on one PS5, but it was a repair shop that brought it in and kind of begged me to change out the HDMI port. And so he had left the liquid metal on the CPU die. Green, thanks for the follow. And he just put like a little cover over it to protect it. So I thought that was a good, I guess, compromise. Okay. All right, back to the grind. Where'd the board go? What do I do with the motherboard? I don't know where it is. Oh, it's this one. I was looking for a darker colored board, like a M16 board. Okay, we're going to put this chip back on, and then we will proceed on looking for some other stuff. I'm going to put some fresh solder on here. You repaired over 1,000 PS5 since they came out. Whoa. Whoa. That's a lot. So what's the common issue with the PS5? Is it usually a firmware issue, or is it a component that went out overheating? Or are you just rethermal pasting? Or what are you usually doing on those premise? Where'd my flux go? Broken HDMI port. Oh, and the cap. Or shorted cap, okay. Yeah, the one that was brought in that had the broken HDMI port, they had ripped away all the components that were there, so there, I guess there was a cap and a diode there or something like that. And so he had ordered those parts and I installed them all. How about a solder sucker? Yeah, I have a solder sucker. I don't have one of those mechanical, well, do I? No, I don't have a mechanical one. Or, I have one of these solder suckers. Oh my gosh, I'm knocking things over. I have one of these solder suckers where you plunge it down, you press the button. And I've used it, and there's actually liquid metal inside of there right now. Because I've tried it out. It doesn't really work either. Alright, let's put this guy on here. Stuff is so sticky. It's like honey. It has like a honey consistency, but it melts really easy like honey too. Maybe it's made with honey instead of tree sap. You know, because rosin's a tree sap based thing. Small syringe, needle type, that could work. Okay. See, why did all the flux go away from there? See, it's not even there anymore. You see how there's no flux there anymore? It all ran away. Because it's the best. So I have to add a little bit more. See, I don't know if I think it works good maybe with the soldering iron, but when you put air on it, it just doesn't work right. See, I'm going to have to do this in order to get it to flow right. And I don't know if you ever tried it with hot air. That chip is crooked, isn't it? Are y'all okay with it being that crooked, or should I straighten it out? It is just a little bit crooked. I'm going to straighten it. The flux should allow it to straighten itself, but it didn't do it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Still don't like the way it looks. It's crazy. It's like kind of an ugly solder job. The flux didn't go away. It took the gallium with it. It's a feature. It's a feature, I tell you. It's a feature, see? Okay, so now we're going to look around some more. Now that we got that one thing dealt with. That was a lot of work just for that one thing. Let me make sure all my equipment's all cleaned off. I'm going to peel this back off so we can see underneath here. So we'll do it once over. I want you guys, I'm going to come through it. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to go through it. If I don't see it, I need you to yell out in the chat, and then one of my mods are going to ding the bell on my screen if I miss something, okay? So we're going to start out. We kind of looked at this area already. But I'm going to do my best. There's a ball right there. Right there. Gosh. All right. All right, got that ball. All right, so we're going to go around the GPU and up here. I doubt it's going to come way over here, but and then I'm going to look down the side of the GPU too. So it looks fine. A lot of times whenever I've seen this 3.5 error, it's always been right there in the middle, is where it leaks into the middle somehow. This BIOS chip. This is NF Flux byproduct. We're going to clean all this stuff off in a little bit. So now I also want to look down the GPU's, you know, whatever, balls. I'm going to look down at its balls. And that looks okay, right? So all those little bumps, those are all going to be like solder pads and stuff, but I don't see any liquid metal down there. What about this edge? Okay, so that looks pretty good. And while we're at it, we'll look at the CPU's edge. So we got liquid metal right there on the edge of the CPU. Do you see it? So we'll have to get that cleaned off. There's a little bit dot right there in the middle too. All right, that's all I saw there. All right, let's get that one part cleaned up. Try microfiber. Okay, try microfiber now. I know we're just trying everything, aren't we? So you're talking about like a big towel. I mean, because all this is so tiny. Like I feel like one of these Kim pads may do something, but what ends up happening is if you have a whole Kim pad like this and you're like wipe right there, then you don't know that you have some on this edge, and then you start smearing it other places. That's why I don't like using it. But maybe if I break off like a little piece like this Kim pad and just try to touch it with it. I don't know if it'll pick it up or not. It's just too hard to see. But at least if I have a Q-tip, I can at least see it roll. So this is one of my pointy ones from the cosmetic aisle. And it doesn't look very pointy down here, this scale, but we want to make sure it goes up and over. Up and over. And look, all these balls are starting to get on there because now I've already touched it with the Q-tip, and now it's spreading everywhere. So I'm going to flip it over, get it fresh again. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, see how much work this is? Why is this so much work? It's so much work. There's another ball there. It's like scalpel. I feel like I'm in a surgery, but I'm not having to do anything but clean up someone's mess. Yeah, I'm at the point where I'd almost want to throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner because all the balls are so tiny now. But look at this, that whole edge. I didn't even notice that. I was like, what is that? This whole thing is liquid metal. You see that? It's effed up, bro. It's effed up. Here, we're going to freeze it, like we were saying. Let's do it. So I'm going to use my can of air, but I'm going to flip it over so only the Freon comes out. Okay, we're freezing it. And we have to go in fast, or it thaws fast. It's Laco Rock. It's stuck to it. There we go. We got it. So there we go. We got it off. And it's going to start liquefying pretty fast. Laco Rock. So we got that off because we used the old freezer trick. It's like you almost have to use every trick in the book just to survive this cleanup. You know? This looks like a job for the NF Flux. Okay, NF Flux to the rescue. Clint, thanks for the follow, buddy. Okay, oh gosh, this is such a joke. This whole thing's a joke. Like, I just want to douse this thing in alcohol and give it a bath or something. I don't have the ultrasonic cleaner set up, but maybe we should do that. I'm going to turn it on real quick. How much time do we have? We're at negative 30 minutes. All right, I'm turning on the ultrasonic cleaner. It's warming up. And then we can go ultrasonic. That will take a little bit of time to warm up, but I should have turned it on a little while ago. Because this is bad enough to do that. Schmuck. Schmuck just became a follower. Thanks, Schmuck. Try this method. Cotton ball brush, put oil in it, remove the metallic metal. That sounds too easy. What kind of oil are we talking about? Motor oil? Olive oil? Canola oil? I mean, you're talking about this oil? Yeah, so far, like, we're feeling pretty good about a lot of this stuff here. I mean, I can't get down in there. I don't know what we're going to do about these chunks here. I don't know. It's like you can't get down into these spots. Mineral oil, that's a good one. Mineral oil. Because once you think you got it all, you didn't. That's how this works. I mean, I know the board's going to turn on now, but gosh, I keep having focus issues here. Hopefully it's staying focused for you guys. I think one of my eyes are out of focus on here. Let me get it focused for you, and then I'm going to focus it again for my eyes. There we go. Oh, I missed it. Thanks for the follow. Try a tiny cut of microfiber cloth. Are we talking? But all I have is this. I don't have a microfiber cloth. We're talking about for like wiping out a car or something. I mean, this is the scale is so small, right? Because like here's my finger, right? So we're like way down in here. So even trying to use like here's the end of a Q-tip is pretty big. I almost feel like I want to toothbrush some of this stuff, but you get kind of scared doing this. Another method I've done is and maybe I'll do this. A vacuum with good suction syringe. Maybe if I had a shop vac or something, just stuck a shop vac on there, but I don't know if it's going to suck it up good enough. Which liquid do I use for the ultrasonic? I'm using the IS fluid, which is I have it right here. The Branson IS. And so the IS fluid is the industrial strength, and so you don't need as much. The ES, it's basically the same formula as the ES, but the ES is for electronic cleaning exclusively, and the IS works fine for doing electronics. You just do it. You just don't need as much. I think we're pretty good, actually, right now. Unless somebody can yell at me and tell me I missed something. Dude, I had a bad one. Upside down, rescue, ditch effort, board upside down with pressure washer. Huh. Yeah, what I can do, and I'll try this too, and I've done this before, is I've taken the board, I need to oil my microscope. I've taken the board, I douse it in alcohol, I put it in an alcohol bath, and then I spray with compressed air. But what I'm doing is I'm blowing from this section down, so I'm blowing it this way, and then I flip it over and I blow from this section down. And I blow from that. I don't want anything to go under any VGA. That's the problem. Whenever I'm going to do the ultrasonic cleaner, we're going to end up doing it where the board's kind of upside down on this direction first to try to get all the stuff to fall down off the board first. That's how we're going to end up doing it. So I need to take all these stickers off because we can't put these stickers through the ultrasonic cleaner. Now see if I can get it to show. I think I can cast my phone over there, and then y'all can see it happening. I run it for 2 minutes on each direction. Can I try the new ultrasonic cleaner? Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't have it set up. That's the thing, is I have the other one set up already with all the fluid. Let's see this one. Let's see if it fits in here. Ooh, this might actually be better. Ooh, I think I like this one better for this board. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could do it right here on the bench. It'd be kind of hard to move it, though. Without the basket and everything. I don't know. I've never used this brand before. This is a Vivor. So I'm not 100% sure how the brand works or what you do with it exactly. What the old. Does it have cycling? Does it have multiple frequencies? So we have temp and we have time, and on and off. I don't know if it has scaling frequencies or not, where it goes through all the different frequencies, or if it's just one frequency it's running. So I'll have to mess around with that. But it seems to be like it might actually fit in there better. Let's see. Do we have that in there? The board's still a little tall. Same with mine. It's tall. And so I just kind of have to let it sit off the top a little bit. Because mine, I have like a longer one. But yeah, so I'll have to mess with this one later because it's gonna be kind of hard to get set up because I have to fill it up. The other one's already, yeah, it's heating up right now, so we're almost ready to go. Almost ready to rock and roll. What did you say? You inadvertently found? What I missed? Someone's comment here. May have inadvertently found a way liquid metal could be cleaned off faster. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if this, but we'll see. All right, put that away. Where'd that mobile guard? Okay, last sticker, and then we're gonna stick it in the ultrasonic cleaner and just get it done. Because I think we got most of the big chunks. Should we do one more once over just to be safe? Because remember, if you know how we had that big old chunk across the side of the coil here? I don't want to have a big chunk like that on here. I don't want to. Montgomery, you gonna send me an email on how to do it? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Did I get it from McDonald's? What's that? What's that, Joe? Just need to heat this sticker up so I can get it off. So you can't put these stickers through here. This is why ultrasonic cleaner is just a little more work because you have to peel off everything. Okay. All right, that's good. And then we got to clean off the rest of this thermal paste. We don't want any thermal paste on there. And it's hard to get the thermal paste out of the cracks of this GPU because of all the capacitors here. And so in general, we have to kind of work it loose. I don't want to leave all this stuff on here. Put the camera under the glass plate to work upside down. Hey, that's my mom's toothbrush. Yep. I bought a whole pack of them for less than an NF brush. We just want to get it mostly done. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, that's probably good enough. Lots of prep for an ultrasonic. Yeah, I spend, to tear it down, put all the stickers off, do all this stuff, it will take a while. And so I have some people asking, why don't you just ultrasonic every single board? And I'm like, because there's a lot of prep. Okay, I think we're good. I think we are good. All right, let me see if I can get my casting. I don't have it. It's not all the way hot right now, but it'll be warm enough. Let me see if I can cast my phone over there. I need to connect to it. Disconnect this one. Okay, and then we're going to connect to there we go. All right, let's see if this is going to work. Which view was it? This one? I can't remember. This one? Can y'all see? Hey, look at that. Now y'all have a portable view here. So here's our board. Actually, I do not have the lights on in my building right now. So let me go turn on my main lights. I'll be right back. Let there be light. Okay. All right, can we see it? We good? The board is going to the ultrasonic cleaner. Dun-dun, dun-dun. So here's my bigger ultrasonic cleaner. This is heated to 60. It will heat up to that automatically. Ooh, I'm a little low. I need to fill up, put some more fluid in here actually. So let me grab some more water to put in there. And I can't see the chat, by the way, so y'all are gonna be talking blind because I'm not near that computer right now. So this is just distilled water and then the fluid's mixed in there with it, but it should be up to the fill line. Let me see if I can see what you're chatting about. Anything fun? All right. So we can see everything, right? So I'm going to put the board in, and then like I said, I'm probably going to put the board in. So we want the stuff to drip off the side or off the back. So we're going to do it like this, and I'm going to lean it down like that. And put the top on it. And this has cycling frequencies, so I can put it where it goes up and down. And we'll let that run for about 2 minutes. I need to set a timer. Okay, we'll need to set a timer though. Someone can set a timer for me. I guess it's 42 after, so we'll just wait until 44 after. And then we're gonna flip it over a little bit. I'll probably flip it the other way on the same side is what I'm gonna have to do. You guys like that sound? It sounds horrifying. It sounds like an electrical signal is being arced across the room or whatever. It's pretty bad. Water, I bought coffee and bourbon only. My coffee's almost gone. It's cold. Read the super chat, please. Okay, sorry. Where's the super chat at? Where's the super chat at? I don't see the super chat. Is it way back here? I wish these things would light up better for a super chat. Set the timer for 2 minutes. Yeah, we got 1 more minute left, right? You never said it was good ASMR. Yeah, it's pretty. I hate it. The whole my whole store kind of echoes. It's like a big, have 20-foot ceilings in here, and it's like, it always echoes. Yes, I do like Buffalo Trace bourbon. I have a little bit left. I'm almost out. So I'm going to say we have about 30 seconds left on this, and then we're going to flip it. You don't hear the different frequencies? I'll show you the difference in the sound of it. Okay, we're gonna stop it. Let me flip it over real quick. So I'm just going to pull it out. I'm going to flip it this way, like that. Okay, so here's just it staying on by itself. That's a constant. And then if I do it where I have the 9-stage frequencies, so I do that. It's like cycling up and then stops. Cycles up all the way through and then stops. So we need to pay attention to the timer again on that. Because we don't want to do it more than 2 minutes. So I got 44 after, so we're going to wait till 46 after. Let's see. I'm going to try to read through some of these things here. Normal vacuum hose with connector. Maybe, yeah, maybe I should just buy some weird... I mean, I don't know. I was going to make something, like I said, that little vacuum or something, but it's like, again, like you're just trying to get down these little crevices, so I don't know how well all that stuff will work. 43 minutes or seconds left? Okay, you guys keep track of it for me. Yeah, the ultrasonic sound gets annoying after a while. Especially, like I usually do, like if it's a small board, we'll just do 2 minutes on one side and 2 minutes on the other side. But this board, I'll usually do 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So I'll do 8 minutes total, but only 2 thumbs up. Let's go. Come on, man. Come on, man. Chem Labs, we freeze the pipes to remove gallium. Oh, yeah. And then it just brushes off like dust. So you're saying I need a dump. Is it time? Oh, time. Hold on. Yeah, maybe I need to get some better freeze spray then and just try that. That's a good point, though. Maybe I should just stick with doing that. I can actually already see some stuff on the bottom down here. So I'm going to kind of rock it around a little bit. See if I can get that stuff off of there. Okay, so now we're just going to tilt it this way. I mean, that side of the board doesn't really need to be cleaned that much. I'm not that worried about the other side, but we might as well do it all the way. All right. Oh, tripping over stuff now. Yeah, I've stuck the whole board in the freezer before. Now, it wasn't like a deep freeze, but by the time I get it back in here in the office and doing, or on the bench trying to clean it off, it's already starting to thaw. So I like this freeze stuff. So I need to get some really good freeze spray, which I did have a can of freeze spray, but it didn't last long enough. But you saw how good, like if I just did my can of air, my blow off, and I just did it upside down, then the Freon comes out. That worked pretty well. I had to blow it for a while, and then that stuff goes through it fast. Kale, thanks for the follow, buddy. Need a walk-in freezer. That's what I need. I need a hookup. I need a walk-in freezer hookup. I'm just going to line all these Alienware X17 motherboards all the way up the walls and just be like, okay, what's the next one? You change the thermal paste pads and now your GPU doesn't show up in the BIOS. Ooh. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry about that. X16R2. That's the... You know, I don't know if I've actually ever worked on an X16R2. That's interesting. I just thought about that. So when you have something that's intermittent like that, where the thing doesn't show up in the BIOS, and it shows up sometimes and doesn't show up other times. Yeah, thanks for keeping track of the time for me. So I've seen issues where I had one board where if I heated the back of the GPU, it would start showing up. and then when it was cold, it wouldn't. I've also had it where, I mean, you could have, you might have ripped a component. I've seen that plenty of times too, where when you're taking it apart, you ended up ripping a little tiny like resistor off, or which is like a pull-up resistor or something. So it could be a chip like that. I don't know. You have to get under a microscope, take a look around, see what's going on. I may be able to fix it if you send it off, yeah. So it doesn't show up at all. Yeah, so ship it in. I can take a look at it. It's basically, I'll be doing a sweep trying to look for any damaged stuff on there, because usually if someone had physically taken it apart and they physically put it back together and it stopped working, then there's going to be usually a cause and effect for that. Do usual repairs take this long? Some repairs take 3 hours, 4 hours. Some repairs take 45 minutes, an hour. I would say most board repairs would be a minimum of 2 hours at least. I had a couple last week that took me like 8 or 10 hours because I was like trying to figure out some really weird anomaly. Is it time yet? You guys need to keep track of this for me, because we don't want to overcook a board here. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull this out. Let me get my tub here. So this is just a rubber or a plastic tub. We're going to put this in there. And let me get some alcohol. Oh, I need a new alcohol bottle. Shoot. Okay. So I'm using, this is 91%. And all we're going to try to do is get the any of the residue off of here and displace water. It's going to be hard to do holding the camera, but I usually stand the thing up here, but I'm going to try to douse it real quick. I'm usually trying to hit it like this. Here, maybe I can do it that way. So do that. I'm going to displace the water as much as I can with the alcohol. Okay, and then now I'm going to blow it off. I wish I had, let me see if I can, I don't know if I can set up a tripod or something, because this is very hard to do with one hand here. Let me see if I can get a tripod. Actually, I have one right here. It's a lot more work. Here, hold on. Give me a second. I can't see what you're saying, so I'm sure you guys are talking, but I can't see it. Okay, so we'll see if we can get it like this, because you're going to need to see what I'm doing here. So my main goal here is to try to get all the alcohol off of here. So I use one of these blowers, has lots of air pressure. I'm just kind of working it down and off of there. And I'm going to try to blow underneath the tips too. Flip it over. All right, that's stage one. I'm going to do it again. So I need to get all the alcohol in here. Rinse it off with alcohol one more time. I always do it twice. I still can't see what you're saying, so I will be there in a second. And I'm going to hit this with a toothbrush too, just in case we have any left residue. Okay. So now we'll blow it off one more time, and then that will be good. Trying to get underneath these BGA chips. Very important. Okay, so now we got it pretty good. Okay, I'm back. What were you guys talking about while I was gone? Oh, okay. So there it is, nice and clean. The last thing I do is I always go around with some 300 degrees C just to get rid of any of the alcohol. I charge $249 for a flat motherboard charge. Motherboard repairs are $249. If it's just a regular repair, it's $129. But we only work on Dell and Alienware, so don't send me anything else. Someone sent me an HP this last week, and I had to send it back. So, all right, I missed a lot of chat. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you guys are answering your own questions. All right, so this is all right up there. Any of the BGA chips are the ones I'm trying to make sure we don't have anything left over. I'm the liquid metal terminator for aliens. All right, let's take a look at it. Looks pretty good, right? Looks pretty good. Let's take a look down here. Squeaky microscope. It's funny because it didn't clean off the top of that, which is fine, but... Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you for the 100 bits. That was awesome. So this all looks cleaned up. That all looks cleaned up. It even got that liquid metal. Remember, we had a couple pieces down there. That's all gone. What's this stuff right here? Just want to see what this is. That's like better than factory. I like to say like nothing happened. Like nothing ever happened. That's really, because better than factory is patented by somebody else. He owns the term. So I could say like nothing ever happened, or like it never happened. Yeah, so this looks good. We'll move on. All right, let's do a quick reassemble because I gotta get my Saturday or Sunday going here. Better than factory. Put that there. Now I gotta remember all these stickers go. Laptop repair loses him money. Does it really? That's, yeah, I mean, my laptop repair department has always been break even, always. Always been break even. I paid my techs, pays for people's salaries, but that's it. It's not like it's getting anybody rich. You're not doing anything. It's more of a service we offer to our customers. That's more than anything. It's not. Are you repairing any Latitude 5520s soon? You know, a lot of Latitudes don't end up making it onto my bench because you can replace the boards a lot cheaper though. So because we're always doing the stuff, whatever's the cheapest for the customer or most inexpensive. And a lot of times the Latitude boards don't really have a high expense to replace them. So, but 5520s, a lot of times I fix those, and a lot of it's USB-C issues. I have to remember where all this stuff goes. Does it go here? I think that goes there, right? Awesome, Nate. Okay, where's my other sticker? I'm looking for one more sticker. I need a sticker that goes right there. What do I do with it? There you go. All right, so we don't have any more liquid metal in there. I'm just going to put this back into place. It's all clean. Clean, new. Okay, so we have a lot of heatsink compound on here. Here's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to end up putting PTM 7950 on here, but I don't like putting it on there until the final stage, because I don't want to end up wasting my time, more or less, or wasting my PTM too. So we need to just scrape this out of the way, and we're just going to put on some of the Arctic Silver while we're testing, and then I'll take it back apart and put on the other stuff. And we have pimples. We have measles on this heatsink. I'm going to show you in a second why I hate liquid metal some more. It's because of the measles. We're not even going to be able to put this heatsink on. Willie, thanks for the sub. All right. More problems. This is taking forever. No measles, no measles. Yeah, so we have a big fat measle right here. Right there is our measle. Sorry, there's our measle right there, and I'll show you what it is. But basically, the liquid metal eats away at the heatsink itself, or turns into another state of being, and creates these little pimples or measles all over this. And let me get all this heatsink compound off of here, and then you'll be able to see. And then you're going to think, why does this liquid metal stuff even exist? And you'd be like, because of enthusiasts. Because it's better, faster. All right, look at this. What in the wide world of sports? This is like a rock. Rock. Well, that's not a rock. Rock. Like, all of this is completely hard. And you can't even set the heatsink back down onto it. Yeah, PTM is way safer, but I can't even put the heatsink down. Like, this right here is not going to allow it to sit down. I'm going to try to grind it off of here, but I'm not going to be able to grind it off of here. We might have to replace this heatsink. And this is from the liquid metal, guys. I can't even get it to grind. It's so hard. And then this is, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. This is nuts. Look at that. What in the wide world of sports? I don't even know if we're, hopefully the die doesn't touch there. Maybe that was just the overflow. But, I mean, the die definitely touches the middle. I mean, we're going to need to get these little pimples out of here. Or measles. Or mumps. Whatever they are. Oh, yeah, I brought some sandpaper in. Maybe the sandpaper. 800 grit? Brought 320, I think. Let's see. I brought some sandpaper in just for this particular purpose. What did I do with it, though? Oh, here we go. It's 320. 800 might be a little soft, but I need to hook it to something flatter. But see, I don't want to sit here and just... Oh, look at that. Whoa. Well, that's like magic. I'm sitting here grinding away and it just comes right off of that. Okay. Who said that? Who said it? Yeah, I know 320 is kind of rough, but that's what I have right now. Well, I'll have to come back with some higher grit. I have some 2000. I have some kits that go all the way up to 4000, I think. So I'll rebuff this at the end. We're just trying to get some effectiveness to get it to lay down. I'd rather it be a little bit scuffy and lay it down flat and be able to get the thermal paste to touch than to have those measles be in the way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, 320 is really taking this off. All right, that might be good enough for us just to at least put it back together. We're just trying to see if we get the Dell screen, right? Or Alienware screen. Okay. Shall we proceed? 2000s for car polishing. Yeah, I do woodworking, so I have a bunch of these pads that start at really low and go all the way up. And so I polish stuff like really high finishes. Okay. All right, so we'll put NF flux on the heatsink, right? It's a versatile. It's for everything. There goes the copper coat. Oh, yeah, maybe. You're right. I don't know how thick that copper coat is. I mean, the thing is already messed up, so it's not like I'm messing it up more. Like, I was grinding away on those. I've ended up having to just replace the whole thing because it ends up putting these holes. Because sometimes once I grind down there, there's like a hole in there with liquid metal inside of it. So, okay. Got some stuff on there. Heatsink on. So you don't take much good on metal. Look, wait, what did you say? Benjamin, what are you saying? Steel wool. Yeah, maybe steel wool would be softer on it. Everything's an experiment, right? It's all copper. The whole thing's copper? It's not just a copper plating? I don't know. I think if I did it, I should glue the sandpaper to something that's flat too, because I don't want to be applying pressure and create pits. You know what I mean? So I didn't really apply too much pressure just now because I didn't want to sit there and scrub at it, but it needs to be flat, whatever I'm doing, so I can surface properly. Yeah, it's copper, aluminum, copper, nickel. It's probably copper aluminum because of the way that the gallium is reacting with it. But maybe the nickel's not pure either if it is copper, nickel, aluminum. You mean it's not pure copper? Call the coppers. All right, we're about to figure out if this board works or not. Did we not get all this off of here? Forgot there was a little bit of liquid metal on the top of this, remember? Yeah. Yeah, you remembered. Yeah. I still have liquid metal on the top of this. I don't know how much it is, but there's a ball right there. Okay. I think we're okay. Can't get down into that spot, but it's not runny. It's not big enough to be runny. Okay, well, that spot right there. Can't get it. Okay. All right, let's test it. Where's Waldo? Where's liquid metal BS? All right. So we originally had a 3.5 error, which was a power rail failure. We did identify that we had liquid metal leaking on the board in certain areas that would probably cause a 3.5 error. So it was missing a power rail. And so hopefully this resolved the issue. We need a stick of memory. We need another vote, yeah. Go ahead, hit the vote up. Will it work? All right, let's see how many voters we got. Okay, so we got a vote going, Twitch. Twitch has 61 viewers again, so we need 30 votes to actually try turning this on. So hit the poll up. And if you're, we got 4 votes so far. Did YouTube, it didn't start one for YouTube, did it? Did the poll start for YouTube? I don't think it worked. It started a poll on Twitch for some reason. Here, I'll start one for YouTube. I don't know why it didn't work right. All right. YouTube has your poll now too. Okay, so we got 20 votes almost on Twitch. Keep on going. Once you hit half the viewership, oh, we're at 67 viewers, so now we need more. We need 35 votes. It's all based on how many people are in the stream. So we need at least half the voters in order to proceed. Half the viewers to vote. Nate, thanks for the follow. Twitch, you need to vote, buddies. Come on, you're only at 24 votes. There's a poll up there. If you can't see the poll, go up and click on it. They like to keep it hidden. We got a new Prime sub. Thanks, Nick. All right, just a couple screws. Couple screws. Will it turn on? Will it turn on? Will it work? So we had a 3.5 error last time. Still need 6 more voters on Twitch. 6 more voters on Twitch. Come on. Almost there. We've almost reached our goal. I'm not plugging it in. Come on, people. This is crazy. Oh, okay. Well, 67 voters can't, or 67 people can't vote apparently. Or I'm just looking for 50%. All right, I'm plugging it in. I'm going for it. Okay, keep an eye on the power meter here. All right, we didn't see any shorts or jumps. Okay, it jumped up to 0.2. I do have the battery plugged in, so that's a negotiation of battery pre-charge current, and then now it's charging the battery at 85 watts. All right, so now we are going to press the power button. Oh, 50% engagement on Twitch polls is actually high? Okay. All right, well that's what I hope that we get a lot more engagement in general, because we have 221 votes. We got 30% engagement on YouTube. All right, so we're pulling 130 watts. We got the light on here. I don't have the keyboard backlight on. Did I plug in the keyboard? I don't know if I plugged it in or not. More people engaged in predictions and gambling. Yeah. What happened to your vacuum idea? It's still here. Here's the vacuum idea. I just haven't had a chance to build it. I have to design something that fits in there. So, so we're gonna let this actually should go through our CMOS reset pretty fast. So I don't know if it's working or not. 1-year warranty. I have a parts and labor warranty on every single part that I sell, and every repair I do is a 1-year warranty, which nobody does that. Nobody. I'm holding my breath. Yeah, lurkers, it's cool. You can lurk all you want, but I have a poll up there that you need to click on. So You still don't have to say anything, but you can just press the poll button. If you don't want to chat, that's fine. Not a big deal. Come on. It's thinking about it. Is it going to turn on or not? There we go. And we got an Alienware screen! I saved another laptop! So we did resolve the issue. I don't have the keyboard plugged in. It doesn't look like because the keyboard backlight's not on. We do have a light code here. What is that? 1, 2, 3. And you know what 3-1 is? Everyone in the world? 3-1 means CMOS reset. It just means that the real-time clock was reset, and it's just letting me know that it lost its date and time because I had the battery unplugged. So let me plug the keyboard in. I want to make sure all that works. I have it tucked underneath the board. In order to do that, I have to pull the battery back out. But so we were able to resolve the issue here. So this came in for a power rail failure. Liquid metal was leaking all over the motherboard. Liquid metal is that conductive thermal compound. 2 for 2 fixed again. That's right. Yeah. And so we were able to resolve that liquid metal cleanup. It was a pain in the butt. If you're just joining, you'll be able to watch a VOD of this, but I had to go through all the, ultrasonic cleaner. It's a pain in the butt to clean liquid metal off if you've never dealt with it. I'm just trying to get to the keyboard connector here. And we want to make sure that the keyboard works and everything else works. There we go. Now I got it in there. So yeah, we were able to fix this Alienware, and now it is booting up. And it took a long time. So my stream was only supposed to be 2 hours long today. We're at 3 hours and 15 minutes. We did fix 2 laptops from start to finish. One was not charging the battery or powering on the laptop, and then this one was 3.5 error code. And now we got them both working. So now I can go home and have a drink. Well, it's the daytime. I don't really drink it during the daytime, but we may do some football and some cigars this afternoon. I have a buddy in the neighborhood who does that, so I may end up doing that. So, the GOAT, the greatest of all technicians. All right, so keyboard is working now. Diagnostics, so we are good to go. Except the SSD is not installed, so that's fine with me. All right, so I hope everyone enjoyed that, and definitely an interesting one. So last Wednesday's stream, we did have a segment called "Is it real or is it fake?" Here, let me stop this poll. I want to figure out. Okay, so we had hopefully a lot of people joined in on that. That was kind of an interesting thing. So the premise of that is we're looking at some Dell products that are either knockoffs or real. So I'm going to have that segment on the Wednesday stream. Again, next week, I do have some other specimens to look at. I also wanted to do a segment that is an ancient laptop segment. So I do have some ancient laptops that are from older days, and I'm going to see if I can get some of them to fire up. I think it might be kind of interesting to get something. I have one machine from 1994 that's a Dell, that from 1994, that I want to see if I can get that thing to power on. The battery hasn't been charged for many years, so we're going to see if we can play around with that. So tune in for that one. That's going to be kind of interesting. All my Twitch viewers, you got 75 on there now, so you guys just follow. This is interesting. I do it twice a week. I'm working on these laptops. Never looked at them at all. This is all just kind of, we're going in cold. The viewership, the chat is actually who votes for what I'm repairing. So I don't know what I'm looking at ahead of time. I don't know what the issue is. And so the goal is to try to, figure out what's going on, but with the community helping and kind of playing around with it. It is kind of a fun thing. You don't really know which way it's going to go with it. And hopefully you guys would join in for that. And I have to tune out because it's been a long day and I'm past my stream time. But I appreciate each and every single one of you. And thanks for watching.